Broadcasting from a little island in Canada called Montreal to the world in the rockradio.ca.
Yeah, there we go. Good evening, folks, and welcome once again to another episode of Indie Scene with yours truly, Bling, and
I'm Junior LaClaire. How are you? Oh my God, I love that opening. I love that fucking opening. Oh, that's it. Just look, it excites me. How are you, Bling?
Yeah, I'm good, man. It's been a long, rough week, let me tell you.
We'll get into that.
Physically drained, but you know what? This is where it all gets better when you get to sit back and do what you love. For sure.
Oh wow, hey.
And oh, geez, people can't stop calling me.
Oh, I get that. That's okay. It's called being human, Bling.
Don't you love it?
I just got.
Yeah, I know.
I just got a text. Actually, before you say something, I just got a text from John to confirm some music that he downloaded for me there. So yeah, this happens to all of us.
Oh, yeah. There you go. There you go. Anyways, tonight we got a really big show ahead of us. Some cool stuff going on over here at the station. Tell us who we got on air tonight.
Well, hey, I got a list down here. River Brukes. I'm kind of excited because I love this in regards to some newer music to my ears, which I'll talk to her about. So yeah, and then a little bit later on, my boys from the East Coast. We're going to have Sean on from Barstools and Band talk.
Oh, that sounds exciting. Maybe that could get a little out of hand. You know that, eh? That's gonna
all of it. Hey, music is back. Come on, Bling. Music is getting there. We'll talk more, but yeah. Hey, listen. Sure. I see somebody's in the studio. Let's get her on here and talk some.
No, not yet. Not yet. We gotta let them sweat it out a little bit. Anyways, also later in the show too, as you know, this is brand new Indie Scene with of course our new co-host Junior LaClaire, and the whole show is based on bringing out independent music artists, letting you know who's in, who's cool, who's not, and whatever, and some really cool interviews along the way. We are working on some future interviews. One of them, yes, we are. Big surprise. Hopefully, within the next couple of weeks, we should be.
Yeah, I just about got it confirmed.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah.
There you go. Are we allowed to mention it or what?
No.
No. You don't want to jinx it, right?
I don't want to put the person on the spot because no, I don't want to get in shit. But no, we'll let them know.
No.
But it's as long as you guys. I'm getting like you. We're getting. That's why I don't mean to keep interrupting, but I'm getting excited about music kind of coming back and whatnot too. Well, there's a bunch of things that are on the go, including we have a bunch of new artists that we're going to be presenting, and it's just exciting again to kind of get back at it, isn't it?
It is. It's really cool, especially here in Quebec. You're out in Ontario, of course, but here in Quebec, they have started opening up no capacity limit whatsoever. They're basically giving us enough rope to hang ourselves. Basically, the restrictions are released. The passports are no longer valid. It's like. You're adult enough to figure out, how to handle things if you choose to go out.
I agree.
Still keep it safe. Wear a mask, keep your distance, and of course, don't share drinks with people, the same bottle or whatever. No matter how.
I did a thing on my page there, which I think is just awesome. And what I posted is when you get out and see your peeps. I kind of hate that fucking saying, but I use it anyway. That will you, and this is man hug. Will you hug your peep again? And everybody, yes, it's like crazy. So I think it's lovely. I want to go back to flower power days when we can share the love again, Bling. You know what I mean?
What are you looking forward to? What are you looking forward to? Like for getting out there, like what's going to be your first watering hole stop?
For me, I have a few, but it's always come back to, and it's respectful because of, I call it my home. It will be at the Rock Pile in Etobicoke, Ontario. So, we're just waiting on announcing the date. They're trying to entice me, somebody about Just pre-COVID, they were having a really cool. They were gonna have a birthday jam there for my birthday at the end of April. I mean, isn't that kind of cool?
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
So probably the rock pile, yeah.
Well, we won't tell people how old you are because you know what? Junior is as old as dirt. That we're just going to keep it at that. Junior is as old as dirt. That is it. Okay. Yeah, he is so old that when he farts, rust comes out. Okay. That is,
we call it experience. The other thing too, because you brought it up, Earl, I want to mention because I see that she's on here. We did it last year. It's a festival, quite frankly. Real quick, kind of changed, but we ended up doing it anyway. We were allowed 6,000 at one time, outdoor festival, and then it went to 3,000. We had a great time with some good friends that you'll get to meet, and we'll get their music on here. Barstool Confessions out of Barrie, Ontario. Against a new artist. So we're just working on. I'm waiting on the call. Actually, I hope he doesn't call during the show, but about getting all the details for this festival. And I'm hoping you'll come. It's in September on the 11th, I believe. Yeah. So yeah,
me and John definitely got to make it down to Ontario and come down and see what's going on in that. Kick the tires around there for a bit. That's for sure.
As long as the gas isn't going to be like friggin'. As long as the gas isn't going to be.
Oh, did you see Vancouver?
Oh my God! Come on.
$1.90 or something like that a liter. It's like they're really pushing this $2 thing and think that they're going to keep at that. There's no freaking way.
Yeah.
And of course, it's always the excuse of like wars going on or this or oil. You never hear anything about PEI and potato famine, though.
Well, you know why? As you know, because my family lives in PEI. They have a cap there, by the way, bud, on their gas. So the whole island pays the same price. If you didn't know that.
Oh yeah. See, everybody should be living in PEI. You'd have all the gas you want and all the potatoes you need. Right.
Well, as you know, like Elvis, my mom, I call her regularly. She's in the home down there in age. But anyway, So, PEI has always been. I was born and raised here, but when I was young, as you know, I moved to and my schooling and hockey and everything, and that was PEI. So I always get home when I can. So 2019 was the last time I was home.
Did you hear what I said? I said we need to get Mom LeClaire on the show one time. That will be fun.
She may do a voice thing. You know what's kind of neat, and I'll get on and off sort of on it. And I know you, and thank you for asking. But when I talk to Mom when it's a birthday or something like this, is she always? And I just love this. You the followers, and God love you all. Anyway, I get to my point here. You make sure you thank each and every one of them, Junior, for wishing me a happy birthday or a Merry Christmas. Oh Jesus, Mom, it's 300 for God.
It's okay. I've been attacked by Mom on the. You know what? My mom. You know what's funny? Moms forget that you're on the air when they call in. My mom literally one time on the show, and this has never been my previous co-host, the Wolf.
Right.
He never lets it go or whatever. But my mom literally called her and says, "I never taught you to talk like that and use that kind of language." And she also asked me that I had a pile of laundry beside my bed. I want to throw it in the wash because my underwear were smelling.
At what age are you talking about laundry? For God's sake!
This was back. No, this was back probably about 10 years ago in radio. Yeah.
Okay.
10 years
ago. So how old are you then?
I think at that time I was probably 49, 50 years old. Yeah.
And your mom is doing your
wait a minute. Laundry? No, less than that. No, because I'm 55. That would be 10 years ago. That would okay. So
look at Miles Goodwin. You remember he said there? Yeah, you didn't graduate high school because you couldn't do the math.
Do the math.
Hang on, I'll get my crayons and write it out for you.
That's it. So anyways, the good news is I'm at the helm, so we can just go right into the music. So we're going to start things off here on the show with a cool track from Riiver Brukes. And then we're going to bring her in right after this. So get ready.
Just before you do the song, though, because I have a whole bunch of people that just so Riiver is aware of that have jumped on to from their followers on my page. So it really, Riiver, which we'll talk to you in a minute, gives them a chance to give them a great idea of who she is. So yeah, let's do that, man.
Oh, cool. Somebody named Barbie is blowing up our comment section.
Yeah, I know Barbie well. Her man is in a band that we'll be talking about later. So I'm sure that's Barbie that I can see. You know what's just sorry I keep interrupting, but these are with reading glasses, like Miles Goom was saying, I can't see shit without them. So these are my seconds of my my thirds type deal. So back then I only needed +2, but now I need fucking +3. So that's why I can't see shit. Anyway, I'll get through.
You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine. So, anyways, let's kick it in over here. We got a cool track from Riiver Brukes' debut album that's been out for a while and been hitting the charts like you wouldn't believe. She's been doing huge success. We're going to talk about that when we get back. But here is a track off of her album called "Break the Chains" here on Indie Scene with Bling and Junior.
Here we go. Here we go.
Dance
All right, all right, all right. I just have one question. Whose choice was it to play that particular song?
It was mine.
You know what, Bling?
It's one of my favorite tracks. It's been for a long time. Yeah.
Well, hey, you know what? Perfect timing. Perfect timing.
I know. With all that's going on in the world, if any song's going to make it right now, that song is a song of inspiration, let me tell you.
Well, you know, and that's what I've always been about in regards to lyrics and the story told and so on and so forth. And I always said, because I've interviewed from fucking Bob Seger to Alice Cooper to blah, 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 meaning that I use that phrase, I don't blow smoke up anybody's ass. So I have that phrase, if it is, it is. So great story told with regards to that young lady. So let's get her in here.
Let's bring her in and find out where this all comes from.
Yeah,
you know, because
there she is.
River Brukes, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello.
Welcome, River Brukes.
Hello.
How the heck are you,
River? What do you
I'm
think?
Good, thank you. I'm good.
You're good. So tell me, where did that song come from? Where isn't it funny how the world's gone freaking nuts right now, and that song just fits in with everything that's going on right now?
Yeah, you know what? That, believe it or not, that song was written about probably now 3 years ago.
I was going to ask this. Yeah. So this was written pre-COVID, River.
Yeah, it was written. But you know what? There's always something, right? If you pay attention to what's going on in the world, there is always something. And sadly, that message is a forever message. And that's the, I mean, it's good for us, but at the same time, it's kind of sad. You know, we're always doing our thing. There's so much division, and that's really what that particular song is about. It's about inequality, right? Because that's kind of what I'm about. I like equality for everyone. It's nothing to do with color. It's nothing to do with religion, race, anything like that. It's about everybody having equal opportunity to do whatever makes them happy, right? This and it just so happens that it fits perfectly. And that's how the video was actually made right at the beginning of COVID. It was
you never know sometimes if it's meant to be, though, right, River, in regards to that. But I was going to pause you and ask you, so was it something in particular on that time? Do you recall where you even were when you wrote the song?
Well, it's hard to say because I can't remember exactly where I was, to be honest. But like I say, it's always something that's at the front of my head is inequality, and inequality has been going along since the beginning of time. What can I say? Which is kind of sad, you know. But with that type of song, there's always going to be, sadly, it's always going to be the right time, and that's really sad. But at the same time, I guess it's kind of timeless, right?
That's quite a way to put it in regards to that, because they're always, and I guess in the first time now, of course, meeting you at least on our show, it's safe to say maybe this is the person that you are in your music, and so you're presenting it a lot of positiveness attached to the story told in the music that you portray out there. Well,
definitely in the it doesn't matter which song you look at, there's definitely a strength there. It's like it's not lovey-dovey, if you like. You know, it's a character, and it's a strong character. In any one of the songs, you look at them, and she's telling the story, or whoever's, you know, they're telling the story that they're a strong character, regardless of what else is going on in their life. And I think that's an underlying theme in all of even the new stuff that's coming up as well. You can feel that. There is, it's not a weak character. There's a strong character telling the story, and it's about being positive, even when everything else around you is kind of.
That's who I am. I've even had people in there, and I never forget this. I never say names, of course, to put them on the spot, but they say, "Are you positive like this all the time, Junior?" And I said, "Yes, yes."
Yeah. Well, what else are you going to do? You have to be positive, right?
There's enough people that are angry in the world and whatnot. So here's what I'd like to do, though, Bling, because again, I can see that there's some good followers that have jumped on of my that follow me and whatnot. River, I want to back people up because I'm not as familiar, so I want to approach you with this. I don't know much other than what, of course, Bling has educated me on. So I always ask this: who was your inspiration when it was Little River?
You know,
the Little River Band.
I used to be embarrassed to say, but I'm not actually. I'm very proud now. Was Shirley Bassey. I know that's bizarre.
Why embarrassing?
Well, because I was young, right? Not so much now. I'm kind of getting a bit older. You might have noticed.
No. You're 27 according to the show, River.
No, that's right.
Yeah.
But I can respect what you're saying. My example of is I love the Bee Gees, pre the disco stuff, as an example. But I would never be embarrassed. I learned a long time ago, I guess is what I'm saying, River, is I try to not shut my ears off to most music. Because I think I'm missing out if I do, right?
Yeah, and I think that's a good thing. I have music that I like across all genres, right. And I mean, I have to say I'm less on the rap, although there's some amazing rap, and the lyrics in these is like poetry. Not all of them. I was just
talking about this yesterday. I agree. Yes.
Yeah, and some of the lyrics is like, wow, it is really. There's some talent in there. Whether I could do rap,
one about Kanye West or whatever, but I think Kanye West is a brilliant rap artist. You know, doesn't go out there and start doing a gangster, nigga this and nigga that. No, he goes out and he has something really stylish to say in what he's doing. You know.
Yeah, but some of it. Sorry, when you go.
That's okay.
Yep. Go ahead.
Ladies always first.
Ladies always first.
Oh, really?
Ladies always first.
Oh, absolutely. So where? We don't need to know your address, but where are you? Are you at home? Where is home?
I'm in Montreal. Okay. I'm in the West Island. So
I know a guy named Bling that lives in Montreal.
Yeah, I know Bling.
Yeah.
Hey, Bling.
No,
Bling's cool.
Yeah,
we love Bling.
We've been hanging for a long time. In fact, River has been a huge. Not only have we supported River, but River has been a huge supporter of our station from the beginning. She's watched me go through my aches and pains long before John came along.
I'm sorry to hear that, River.
You know what? I think. Well, Bling was I was the first. You were the first radio station that I was on. And so you guys are great. And I think the radio stations are always the unsung heroes, right? They put the stuff out, they get the music out there, and they don't really get a lot of gratitude, really. And you guys are where it's at. You put the music out there. You let people hear it.
Respectfully that you say that. For us, anyway, just sort of quickly, I tried the proverbial singing thing and blah, 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 blah in my time about in music and so on. So in finding the path that I did because of this, I used to call it a curse, this voice of mine. My point being is I'll never forget this, whether you know him or not. Jerry Finn, who's the guitar player with the Killer Dwarfs and sometimes Burton Cummings, he said this, River, and this includes Bling Jr. He said, "Without you, there is no me." And
that is true, right?
It really hits home, and that's why we do what we do. You don't think we do this for money, do you?
Well, some people. Listen, some people are musicians per se and do this, right? Some people come from many different backgrounds or whatever. Myself, I choose to do this because sure, I could play a few instruments or whatever, but not at the level of musicianship that these professionals have, writing songs, this, that, and so on. I live vicariously through all the artists. Is what I do. And that's the reason why I do radio, because I literally just love being able to express myself. I think like a musician, but I express myself through being a disc jockey and playing the music of great artists like yourself, River. So I wanted to get on.
That's enough blowing smoke up our ass. I want to talk about River and her music. So
that's what I'm doing. So let me love that accent.
This is why you see we do this all the time, and why it's Bling, and why I'm the junior here. River, we do this. We have fun and whatever, and carry on and this type of thing.
Gotta be fun.
Well, that's what this is all about. That's why it's all about this, right? Okay. So, so in thinking in the new artist thing, and now we know who you were inspired by, but I detect that of course lovely accent. So obviously you said Montreal, but you are not from Montreal.
No, I was born in Edinburgh, in Scotland. And it's Scotland. See you, Jimmy. See you, Jimmy. Yeah, I was born in Edinburgh, in Scotland.
If you haven't figured it out, Irish people are the ones who go dum diddly dee, and Scottish people are angry.
See,
except River's the nicest Scottish person I've ever met, so I really don't believe this rumor that Scottish people are angry.
Who said Scottish people are angry? Yeah. Hey, they might be tight, but they're not angry.
Don't worry, River. I'm going to defend you.
They're tight. They're mean. Yeah, them. No, they're not.
I'm going to defend you in this aspect, okay? Yeah. Where I live, and as you see, my anyway, it's not there, but my last name is Leclerc. But where I actually live in Ontario and Georgian Bay, it's primarily Robitaille. We're very, very French, right? Here's the problem that I have with people like in Quebec and Montreal. They don't want to respect the French that we speak here. So too bad. Don't be picking on the Scots, okay? Because we have our own issues with people in Montreal. No, we love everybody.
I love everybody.
Hey, listen, I was working in electronics many years ago, and somebody walked in and asked me if we had Frigos, and I had no idea what the hell that is. And according to what I was taught in school, it's frigidaire, which means refrigerator.
Right.
But they call it de frigo. They got their own language over here. Literally.
Yes.
Yeah, it's quite different, eh? It's quite different. Obviously, where I come
you got that down. I just heard that. Did you hear that, Bling? Did you hear that in that Scottish accent? That's awesome. You went, eh?
Yeah, see, I blame you guys for that. That's only happened in the last 5 years. And
they also, the Americans complain that we use ain't a little bit.
Yes.
Also. Yeah.
See, I got something there.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. River, so listen, Reformed Soul has been out for quite a while now. You've been getting some huge reviews on the album. Certain tracks and stuff, but also big news, you got signed to a label recently.
Oh,
that's right. Yeah. So the label heard the album and they really liked it. So obviously when it was first released, we released it independently. Mm-hmm. And so these guys liked a few of the songs and decided that they wanted to re-release it. Mm-hmm. So they've been working quite hard. The label's Epictronic, and they've been working quite hard to get it some attention, if you like, and so it's really starting to pick up, and maybe in the last month or two, because they kicked off, I guess, in November. But the last month or two they're really pushing, and there's a lot of people interested in that album. So what they're going to do is there's a video that no one's seen yet, which is going to be released on, I believe, it's going to be released on March. Actually,
hold on. It's going to be released on indierockradio.ca on this show.
Well, on a local level, we could probably do something, but these guys are releasing it, I believe, from Italy, and that's going to be on March the 22nd.
Nice.
So this is a new video. So although the song is on the album, this is a release of the debut of the video. So nobody's seen that yet. So that's going to be on March the 22nd. And that one is actually a ballad.
Ooh, I like that one.
It's a ballad.
Right. Yeah.
It's a ballad.
So it's kind of when she has a lot of wine.
Plenty ballads going on in this house. Hard. I'm always writing ballads.
Hey, well, ballads are needed. Let's face it. Well, actually, love songs have been one of the most prominent in music history for being making it out there. So it's not a bad thing.
No,
yeah, I've often said this though: if you're fucking brokenhearted, then don't listen to Rod Stewart. As much as I love Rod Stewart, but don't listen because your heart will break even more.
I mean, it's true. But yeah, I mean, just figured because all the other ones that's been released to date, and every album needs to have a ballad, right? There has to be one.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. So all the ones.
Thank God you're not doing country, River, because that gets really. That can get real depressing when it comes to ballads and stuff.
Yeah.
You know what? Yes and no, Bling. I've kind of changed my mind on that. To a degree. Well, I it's all about the ear, like we were saying earlier about not shutting it off. It's not our choice of maybe what we would like to listen to, but my goodness, I'll use their phrase. It's not mine, but it's not new, meaning they call it the new country. It has been kind of similar to the Eagles back in our time and whatnot. Let's face it, but some of it, I got to say, just really, it does cook. It does.
Oh yeah.
Well, let me tell you. You know what the commonality is with rock music and country? Rock music, pretty much they say there was hidden messages. When you played the music backwards, there was hidden messages. You know what happens when you play country music backwards?
Your dog comes back to you and stuff.
You got it. And you get your ranch back. She comes back. That's it.
It's funny to say that, but because I'll touch on that. In my radio times, I'll never forget. It was in New Brunswick. Okay, so in this so-called rumor about something playing backwards and there's hidden messages. So here's what I did. I won't say the artist, but it was indeed a Christian, and I'm going to say LP. You may recall, Bling, if you're my age anyway, you had to wing it back.
Not everybody's your age, but
you had to wind it back 2 times, River, so that it would come in time. So my point being is, with this Christian LP, you can take any LP and play it backwards, and you're going to hear "His life has left me give it."
Paul is
so
dead.
It's all bullshit.
Paul is dead.
Yes. It's all bullshit.
Well, I quite like country.
So, River,
I mean,
what happened? What messages are we going to hear in your music when we play it backwards?
Well, I don't know. The devil. Satan. I don't know. I must try it, actually. That'd be interesting. I wonder what she says backwards.
You can just imagine.
I'll tell you
how
what's
about
going to
touch
be.
on that, though, back to the new word.
Hold on.
You should play it backwards.
If we play the music backwards, I'm pretty sure I know. It probably means don't forget to get a quart of milk.
Come back to Scotland. Oh my God already. No, but it's very true. Same as a reel-to-reel one used in a studio. Anything that you're gonna play, I mean, give it a break. It's just people that were trying to read too much into lyrics and whatnot. But so those that don't know, how many indeed LPs, if I can call it LPs, that you actually do have out, River?
Oh, just the one. That one there was the debut one. Yeah.
Okay.
But got some cool stuff coming down the pipeline.
That's what I was going to ask you, because I've been hearing rumors that you are in the studio. You have a whole new band. You're in the studio. Things are moving. And by the way, is that the studio, by the way, that you just modeled at your house? Because I want to see that really cool thing.
No, this is my playroom. I get to play in here. My playroom.
Because she did something really cool, Junior. She did, and I saw this on Facebook. She took the barcode from her record, the barcode for the scan, and she painted that barcode on a wall in her studio.
Hey, that's good. Yeah, I like that.
You come up with an idea like that, girl.
Well, I'm thinking, how can I make it mine? And I'm like, what could I do that's specific to me? And I'm thinking, well, here, the debut album, I'm going to use the barcode. I didn't want to do the walls just plain.
Did you try scanning your wall?
No, the room isn't big enough to get far enough back to get the whole thing in. I'd have to be down the street.
Yeah, that's unique.
But yeah, it's fun. So yeah, this is the first album. But like I say, we got some really cool stuff coming down the pipeline.
Is that so? It being your first, in of course, all the artists with this COVID, it has allowed them the chance to get in the studio. So, how many songs actually came out of the studio for yourself at this point, River?
Well, we have an album's worth of stuff.
All right,
and it's all great stuff. But I think what we'll probably do is did first time round and maybe release a single or two at a time.
Sure.
But you're gonna love this stuff. It's very it's slightly different. I mean, the same theme, I guess. Mm-hmm. But it's got a real funky, bluesy kind of rock feel to it. So I think you guys are gonna love it. I when I hear the stuff back, I always think the first song that we're thinking about putting out there, first of all, I feel it's almost ZZ Top-ish. It's got a real sort of rocky, bluesy, kind of soulful. It's nice. It's very good.
Yes.
It's good. And the guys are great. I have to say the band's fantastic. I'm so lucky.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, they're all
I have
lovely.
no idea what this means. Did you see this message? It's from
it's one of from YouTuber there. Yeah, well, say hello. They came up when we were interviewing Miles Goodwin. I wish.
Well, okay. Well, if you can pronounce their name, go ahead and say hello, Junior.
Yeah, I just see it as vom.red. So, but the actual name, I don't want to mispronounce, but we appreciate you listening in from vom.red. For sure. We gotta get some the interpretation, maybe something sometime down the road. But it's somebody from YouTube is what we're saying, River. If you didn't see it there, and it's overseas, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's very cool.
We also have someone tuned in from Indonesia right now. Look
at that.
Very cool.
Yes.
How while we're on that subject, how has your album been doing worldwide? I mean, is there certain countries that are really digging it more than other countries? And of course, locally, we all love you. So,
well, North America is very good, but there's a few surprises in there actually, South Africa. And India. But then India seems to really love me like.
Boy, love that River Brooks. She's so wonderful. I love her.
Yeah, they seem to really, and they always have, even from when it was originally released. They always have.
Okay.
So India seems to have a real thing for that song. That particular one, and then there's Australia. I mean, Australia was quite a surprise, but it's doing really well. I mean, in over, I would say 25 countries. The album is doing really well, and it's like
Scotland, but like back home or whatever. Are people digging what you're doing or what?
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't think they have radios and stuff.
You know why, River?
I'm going to be in so much trouble for saying that. Of course, I'm kidding.
You know why?
Well, they better know you.
They're chasing the haggis through the hills.
It's because they're angry and they've been smashing their radios.
I'm going to be in so much trouble. What the hell are you saying?
Yeah. There's more to Scotland than Nazareth.
Yes, that's it. There's more to Scotland than haggis.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Anyhow, but it's doing really well. It's doing really, really well.
Nice.
So and we'll see how it goes when of course, Epictronic, the label that wants to really, really release the album, which they're doing on the 22nd. They're actually aligned with or associated, I should say, with Sony. So it's getting Sony Orchard also has this out there. So it's getting all this extra airtime and, much more than we would have done without these guys. So.
How are the fans able to actually physically obtain a copy? And are you doing an EP or some kind of a marketing?
Well, you can, I do have them on Bandcamp, so people can buy a physical CD on Bandcamp.
Okay.
But when Epictronic re-released the album officially on the 22nd of March, there's also CDs, which I'm not quite sure how they're going to do it at this juncture, but I'm sure if they're, aligned with Sony, they have some kind of system to get it into the stores. You would hope.
Well, I asked that because of, to a degree, LPs are kind of, we'll call it, on the comeback. Again, when we talked to Miles Goodwin, some are, Bling brought up, some are just doing a 4-song EP is what you were saying, Bling? Type of thing.
Yeah, no, it was just releasing singles every time, and albums itself were becoming like.
I guess what I'm getting at is the physical aspect to a degree is not as like it used to be. So it's now a new marketing tool, and the cost is involved, and so on and so forth. So that's why I would ask, because some still like to have the physical aspect of what they're holding.
Yeah. Well, the actual, anything physical. Yeah, I guess they do. People still like to have it. Because it's like having a book. I don't know how you are with books.
I agree.
But I love to read an actual book as opposed to something on the iPad and stuff. So I guess it's totally the same sort of thing. Yeah.
I feel it's more of an attachment to it. That's why you see all this stuff behind me. I joke about it's not been about money. I have so much free whatever, but some really what I call swag over the years that I've kept one little thing that was a memorable thing, because anything else on the internet you can't. So that's why you see the things. Here's a cool thing that I'll show you. It doesn't matter if Barbie's still on. So and why I asked this, check this out. You can see this.
Yeah.
Okay.
My God.
You can
it's one of the old cassettes.
Okay. Now, exactly. You would think so. Now, check out the clever marketing. All right. Watch this. Okay, so I'm going to, and if Barbie, you're on there, you better tell the boys there from Barstool Confessions that they owe me a pizza. Okay, so there indeed is the cassette. But watch this.
That's really cool. Hey, that's not going to be cheap though, right?
Well,
that is not going to be cheap.
Well, kind of yes and no. I asked the guys, and this is why I was asking you in regards to the physical thing, in regards to being able to, for the fan to obtain it. In this case, it still wasn't bad. And yes, it ended up being exactly what it becomes in this new world, River, and that is being able to download it to your units to be able. So now you have it in your music playlist.
Yeah, I really like that.
But yet
look at the environmental side of that. Look at the environmental side of that, right?
It's funny you say that because
they're taking them and
Buck, these are the guys doing that festival. This is all on recycled plastic and all that as well, guys. Yeah, including the case.
Incredible. And what's cool
I actually really like that. I want one of them for me. I really want one of them for me. Well, I mean, how does it measure up alongside like vinyls and stuff? Is it cheaper than vinyls?
That I don't know, because actually it was one of those things. These are very good buddies of mine that we do this festival with, and they're out of Barrie. But anyway, the point being is we were backstage just kind of getting ready, and they were congratulating me getting on board with Bling back months ago now. But anyway, the point being is that we were talking that the reason why I got on board was to be able to promote the new music. And they said, well, actually, we have this new cassette. And I knew them from, we did a couple of shows prior. One was with Lee Aaron. And so anyway, so we said, well, just take this, Junior. And I went, and pardon my French, but I did the obvious thing. Okay, what the fuck am I going to do? Do you even think I own a cassette player right now, buddy? And he goes, no, Junior, open it up, right? And I
You're too young. You're too young for a cassette player.
And then, of course, there it is. So, So
okay, so Junior, you forget that we are also playing. Oh, by the way, folks, just to let you know, the show that you're watching here tonight is also aired on Sunday nights from 6 to 9 p.m. on the station in audio. So I just need to take a minute and verify, because if you're sitting on the radio right now and you're probably going, what the fuck are they talking about? Junior has a cassette inside his hand, and what's really cool, it's a new marketing tool. Instead of having everything on the cassette or on the CD or whatever, it has a tiny little USB clip that just slips right out of the cassette player, the cassette, and it's really cool. It's a great marketing tool. So there we go.
Very
So
cool.
radio people are clarified,
I think it's very cool.
and we're happy.
No, I'm glad you did that, because that's a good point. Yeah, the people at the audio version, they'll be going, "What the hell are they talking about?" So anyway, that's why I asked that, and indeed, why with our last guest that we had last week, Riiver. So that's really cool. I'd like to be able to do this too, because I do this somewhat regular because of hands on with Phil and that. That new song that I heard the start of the show. Not only, but maybe because of what's going on. With your permission, Riiver, I think I'll open my show tomorrow night with that song.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that would be so cool. Thank you very much.
It's all about the words.
That.
That's it.
Yeah,
we're doing that. Yeah,
and while we're
it's
at
definitely
it, folks,
a good message.
And while we're at it, we might as well mention Junior's show has now been moved to Wednesday nights from 6 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's been hard to keep up with the Christians on Friday, so we are going to rock it out on a Wednesday night instead. So
very cool.
There we go.
Very cool. Yes,
and,
thank you.
So tune into that one. And
Steve,
right
that's
now,
kind of what I have
like
been doing as well, Riiver. In the last when I really truly mean that. It doesn't mean it matter who I'm even talking to. That's why I'm in this. So I play a lot of very inspirational music as much as I can in the classic rock because of the storytelling. I mean, even back is something. Do you remember the band? And you won't. You're probably way too young, but a band called Smokey. No, that's okay.
I'm way too young. Tell me about Smokey.
We're only 27, Junior.
Well, they are
like part of that old people crowd, man.
I've been 25 for I don't know how many years, but anyway, that's besides the point.
That's Canadian, and the lyric starts off. It means it all, and the lyric starts off: "Dream never dies, just the dreamer. Song never dies
every time on his show."
I love it. Yeah. Keep going.
You want to hear that song, folks? Yeah. Tune in to Junior Leclerc every Wednesday night from 6 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And guaranteed you will hear that song because it is one of his favorites.
Well, it's just that I'm just saying, Riiver, that I don't just play all classic rock. I mix it up in what's been inspirational to all of us. And if it fits the format, then it fits the format. I got my hand slapped last week, but it was because of lyric content. But we won't get into that right now. But outside of that, it fits in there very well. And you know what? If the boss doesn't like it, well, you can kick his bum when you see him.
Hey, but you know, most of the songs, I reckon most of the songs on that album would fit, you know, sure. In with you listen to the album because they're all the whole thing, because there's some really cool songs I think would be right up your street for that in that regard. And we don't have no bad language because I don't swear, you see. Only when nobody's looking or listening.
Really?
It's funny, you know. I mostly don't usually the F-bomb too much. But here's what I'm saying, though. You know what? It was actually I think it was like 3 to 4 years ago that they actually put the F word in the dictionary finally.
Yep.
Like we don't know what it means.
Well, but you know what's funny though, River, is here's what's silly. I can't imagine where it even started. How about that? I don't even want to use the word, but where did that word actually start and where? Like 100 years ago?
Look,
Who knows?
what's important is every Canadian knows how to use that damn word. And
Everybody knows how to use that.
Everybody, not just
every
Canadian,
fucking
my friend.
Canadian knows how. My brother uses it at least 3 times in every sentence when he talks. Listen, I wanted to hold on. I sorry to interrupt. I want to get another video on from River here.
Oh,
we have another cool video lined up, so I want to play some music.
Let's do that.
We're going to get right back to this. We're going to take a little break right now, and the next track that we are going to play from River is "Love Me Like You Do."
Oh,
another one of her sexy love songs. That's it. All right, folks, here we go. Here's a track off of Reformed Soul, Love Me Like You Do. Another cool video from our wonderful guest here today, River Brukes. And get some comments. We want you to send us some questions. If you have any questions for River or whatever, send us off the questions and stuff, and don't be shy.
Before you do the song, I often say this, Bling, and it's happened like many times. Get involved now, because you are going to be one of the folks to say, hey, I was one of the first.
I was one of the first. That's it.
Yeah.
I was one of the first.
I heard her when she had her first LP.
I like that. You gave some Aretha Franklin attitude there. Okay, so here we go, folks. A little bit of River Brukes for you here. A wild Scottish woman who knows how to rock and roll. Here we go on ABC with Bling and Junior.
Play my old vinyls, I think it how it used to be. Flowers, jewels, and diamonds, you won't get to me. Something's gone wrong, the way you was dissing me, way you was dissing me.
And there we are.
Yeah, how about that?
I've vocal wise, that's quite a, and I'm sure, has there ever been comparison of, meaning that I like that little, how can I put that? I'm sure it's been mentioned, that role that you have in your vocal.
Well, I've been likened to everyone from Sarah Vaughan to Billie Holiday to Ella Fitzgerald to, well, Shirley Bassey to Tina
Right.
Turner to Amy Winehouse, Adele even.
Okay.
It really depends on the song and the feeling of the song, right?
Okay. Yes. But it
So
seems quite
yeah,
natural, though, regardless. I got some, and I hear that because I did vocal lessons professionally back years ago and whatnot. So I kind of hear that myself, River. That range, it doesn't seem like it's much of a struggle, is what I'm getting at, and it still stays there, quite unique as well.
yeah, I'm quite lucky in that I can go fairly low, and I think I'm just short of 4 octaves.
Okay,
But my
that's sort of what I'm
comfort,
saying.
yeah, my comfort zone tends to be in the lower, but even
Okay,
my speaking voice is a little bit higher. So oftentimes people are like, "Oh, how do you sound like that? You have
yes,
kind of high, almost childlike voice when you're speaking, but then when
sure.
you sing, there's like this depth there that you don't expect." So I don't know how that happens. It just seems to be, but I know that my vocal range is just under 4 octaves.
Okay. Well, that's the obvious then. So have you been professionally trained, or do you work at it
I
quite often?
Well, I'm going to tell you a story. Prior to then, I hope you have some time, eh?
Oh,
You
that
know,
you're on
just
the show, my dear. Are you kidding? Let's hear it.
but prior to, I'd always done like jazz and blues and kind of mellow stuff. And then this once I was gonna do some rock. I was gonna sing some rock, the league of rock actually. And I was all excited about it, but at the same time, I was really worried. I'm like, I have never sang rock in my life, and I was really scared I was gonna
Okay.
damage my chords. So I got
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah. So I wanted to do it properly. So I got myself a vocal coach, the fabulous Vanita Morrison. So if she's
All right.
listening, she's there. Anyhow, I got myself a vocal coach and said, please show me how to sing rock properly.
Okay.
And so that's what we did. We worked on quite a lot of tunes actually, and that's how I started to. It's really all about how you breathe, right?
Well, yeah, I was
So
just, you took the words right out of my mouth, and
yeah,
that's what it is. People tend to
You
forget
took the
that.
words right out of my mouth.
that's it, Bling.
Yeah.
You've got it.
Meatloaf.
In the breathing
Promise.
aspect, when it really truly is coming from the diaphragm, they tend to, and you know this, I'm sure, because I can almost hear it when I'm listening to you, that in that range, that your earlobes are kind of ringing, that you know that you're in key with that, correct?
Well, you can feel it as well. Like I don't. It's hard to describe. I don't know if some of it comes natural and some of it is learned. I'm sure it's a bit of both, but you can feel it as well. I can feel when something's wrong. I don't know what's wrong, but I know that it's wrong.
Sure.
So I guess
Yeah.
some of that's natural, but
Well, I'll give you. Oh, actually, no, I just realized. Sorry to interrupt you. That the vocal coach that I had, Carolyn Leslie, is her name. Bling. She's the same vocal coach for Gino Vanelli.
Oh yeah,
And where is Gino from? Right.
mhm.
he's from
So that's what
Montreal.
yeah, exactly. So she had described that actually the earlobe themselves, when you are at that range, that you can actually physically feel the earlobes actually, like a tuning fork. You are
Yeah,
right there,
the same with your nose.
and you are correct. If it's off, you know this.
Mhm.
Yeah, but it's the
Yeah.
same with your nose as well. You feel the
Not
vibrations in
me.
your
I'm deaf
nose.
in
Right.
one ear. I wouldn't be able to
That's
tell.
how you can go up and
Right.
down because you can feel
Exactly.
it. You can feel the vibrations going on. It's quite bizarre, actually. It's a science all by itself.
Very much so. Yeah. Well, even like the breathing itself. And then she had put it like this. And after you have, let's say, you learned a great deal of this, it ends up being this, including mostly the breathing. Now, don't think about it.
Hmm.
just do it.
Yeah, I think a big mistake that some singers make is they feel that when they do rock, you got to give it, belt it, and scream it.
Exactly. No.
And that's where it goes wrong for them, because it should come from the stomach. You're not really forcing anything here.
That's right.
It's air. It's the air and that's a major thing that I learned that I didn't know before. Because I felt that to sing rock, I was going to have to really push it. But
I'm listening to all this training, these techniques and stuff, and I've always wanted to sing, but now I am in total fear. You know why? Because if I try to push anything, guaranteed at my age, a fart is going to come out instead of. Have you ever had that fear, River, of like where you're trying to build something out and you're going, oh God, please don't let it happen. Don't let it happen. Yeah.
But the point being is,
I'm like the queen. I don't do these things.
Right.
Good girl.
Oh, Bling, that's funny shit.
Is catching COVID from the queen, right?
It's like the whole world smells of paint.
So does that mean if you swallow a bottle of perfume, you'll fart smelling nice?
You have to ask Bling.
You know what's funny? As River knows, I was in Guatemala for a couple of years, and I was teaching English down there, and I was telling people, and going back to our language thing here in Quebec and French and so on, I was telling them the wonderful story of how French, Spanish, and Italian and all that, it's called the romantic language or whatever, right? Because they can make things sound really beautiful, even though it's ugly or whatever. For example, you were talking about perfume. Cologne or whatever. What is it called in French? L'eau de toilette, right? Which really means in English, toilet water.
Toilet water.
How can you make toilet water sound so beautiful? L'eau de toilette.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. French is such a beautiful language, though. It's a beautiful language.
It's the most spoken language around the world, more than English and everything else. So, it's amazing.
It's very beautiful.
So so I can just sort of finish that thought in what I was getting at. But the point being is, this is how most singers that now become professional singers find their voice, River. And obviously, you have found your voice.
Yeah, it actually took a while though, because especially when you sing covers. You sing covers. You want to make it sound like the original artist. So you end up, and that was a thing that I learned. You have to do your version of their song.
And that part is in your head, and you don't want to emulate them as much, but it's in your damn head because that's how come you learned the damn song.
That's true, and I made a conscious decision, probably about 4 years ago, 3-4 years ago, that I would only listen to original song a few times, just enough to get the idea of the melody, because then after then it's your song. But if you keep listening to it over and over again to learn a tune for whatever, right? You end up trying to sing like the original artist. So that's one thing. It was a huge learning process for me. It's just get the melody and do it your way, and then it comes into and then you morph into your own tunes. That whole idea morphs into your own tunes. It's easier to build up a style. Then it's your style.
There are those that go the route as well, that they purposely do not listen to any other music because they don't want that influence of. So that's it's very unique, and it's kind of no surprise to my ear that the influences that you brought up from Holiday to you name it in there. So I take it there's some Motown love in your heart as well.
Yeah, I love all music. I like classical.
Yes.
I like the whole spectrum, and I think you can hear it in the music.
Motown, hang on though, River. The Motown is more of the soul and God. Come on now. There's something that's very magical about Motown music.
Junior, you see, you're finally coming into the tracks now. Her album is called Reformed Soul.
That's right. It's not your traditional
Therefore,
soul.
Soul music. It's Reformed.
It's new soul, according to Riiver.
Okay.
There you go.
That's okay.
But yeah, but you guys are gonna really love the new stuff, though. I'm absolutely sure
I'm
about
hoping.
it. Yeah, it's real, and I got to talk about the band.
Yes,
because I love the band.
Well, I was about to jump in, and I was going to ask one of my questions, and that was my next step.
Oh,
now, you have a whole new band together, and I want you to run me down. Tell me everything we need to know about this cool ass band that you put together, because I've heard some great things about them.
They're so, and you know what? They're no divas, and that's really important for me. You can't have divas. Everybody's trying to be like king of the heap. It can't work like that, you know.
You're not gonna gel.
No, and they're all so cool. I really love my band. There's George on guitar. He's super talented, and then we've got Bell
George,
on
by the
bass.
way.
You know George.
I know George.
He's such a you just want to squeeze him and give him a hug. He's like a teddy.
Do you want to give us some last names for the people, and then until they get attached? To
George Papaphilis.
Okay, and his background is
it's so extensive, and I'm going to do him such an injustice. I'm sorry, George, if you're listening. I'm sorry, but he has a massive background in quite well-known band. I think it's Oppenheimer.
You see him play steel guitar. Oh my God!
Oh, he's very talented musician and so patient. He puts up with me, you know, and that's a massive bonus. Right, George?
Well, anything in regards. That's why I want to make sure that they have the last name, so they can, of course, get into your page, so they can look into more. But it's all about mentioning the full name, so they can get into and look into more. So, who else do you have in the band?
And we've got Bill Tim. You know Bill Tim. He normally plays guitar, and he's a triple threat blues band. Him and George are in there as well.
Okay.
So they're pretty well known. And George, Bill is he's just a doll. I love Bill. I love you, Bill.
Yes.
Okay.
So he plays guitar, and he plays guitar, piano, and bass. But in the band he's playing bass for us, so he's fabulous. And then we have Andre Bisson, and he plays piano and keyboards. Very talented as well. Yeah. So we have the guitar, bass, keyboards, and so Andre is very talented. And I don't know if you want to go, Luke. We just did a little fun video there, just for giggles. We did Autumn Leaves there, and Andre was playing this piano that's like 110 years old.
Oh, wow.
Such a beautiful sound, and it's so beautiful. You have to check out.
It still does. Wow.
You have to check. You have to check out the video. That's the one I just posted.
Well, Riiver, remember last time I tried to share the screen, we went crappo snappo because
that's right.
So anyway, I would suggest, if people want to see these cool things, Riiver constantly posts some really cool videos. She's very personal with her audience. And there's a lot of really funny stuff, especially recently you posted something on YouTube and Facebook where you were dancing at the beginning. Show us your moves. I want to see that dance again, Riiver. It was this. Yeah, there we go. It's a warm up just before the band start kicking over. And
but when you hear the actual song, when we did that was a little outtake. When you hear the actual song, you'll be like, "What?"
And by the way, I love the artistic part with the leaf, dropping the leaf.
Yeah.
Hey, was that because you were singing a song about autumn?
Yes. So you're gonna have to go check out the video. Absolutely. But anyway, so Andre with his 110-year piano, 110-year-old piano is so beautiful. So we have Andre as well. He's so cuddly as well. I love Andre. And then Ben on the drums, such a talented drummer. Ben Vizina.
Okay.
Such a talented drummer, and like I said, he puts the groove and stuff. And I'm a bass and drum. I love guitar and I love the instruments, but I'm a bass and drums kind of girl. I have to hear it to feel I have to feel that for the changes and stuff. So Ben, hey, you're the man. But
and
so
even
these
when
guys,
you don't feel it, you're still doing this.
I'm just doing my own thing.
She's ready for the bass
I need a
before
band and belt
everything
to
gets
keep
going.
me in shape. They'll be like, "What the hell are you doing?" I don't know.
No, you know what though? You may not realize this, River, but I am Métis and Aboriginal, and that's all about heartbeat. So it's no surprise that the drums are prominent in what you're saying.
It's what I feel. It's how I feel.
That's
feel
my
the music.
point, my dear.
I can hear the beautiful sounds, but
Yes.
it's the rhythm and the beat that I feel. So that's but anyhow, so I have this fabulous band. So we got George, we got Belle, we got Ben and Andre, and I'm the luckiest person ever. They're just fantastic.
You know what I'm really have been noticing? I actually taken a break from the music industry back in my time of radio and so on back a few years ago. But my point being is when I got back into it in 2010, it was such a reminder. I went from actually Prince Edward Island, Bling, to Vancouver, you may recall me saying, and it was such a reminder on the list of talent that we have in Canada is amazing. Now, I'm going to give you an example just to really hit home with all this because they are the most picked on band in rock and roll. Now, I'm talking about Nickelback.
Mm-hmm.
But back
if you live in Calgary,
10 years ago, hang on though, Bling. Hang on though. Back 10 years ago in this North American opinion poll on classic rock, band of the year, Nickelback. Song of the year, Nickelback. If you want to go through a list in the last 25 friggin' years of artists in every genre, including Mr. Justin Bieber, you're going to see a lot of Canadians that are on there.
Oh, for sure.
So my point being is sometimes in hearing, and Bling, thanks to you and friends, because I have lots of friends, including my cousin is Felix Leclerc from Quebec, but we tend to kind of miss out on other artists that have had such a resume in music over the years. And this is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. So this is a lovely platform to when they say about how we're going to market or whatever, well, you know what, we're all family now. So I think this is what's going on, including our guests coming up, by the way, River, before I forget this, the whole East Coast. So they're coming up. Sean's coming up as our next guest. So this will include getting some exposure to River Brukes for the East Coast as well. So that's my point. I think this is a lovely platform to introduce more people to all the music that's
for sure
kind of missing.
And there's so much great music out there.
Oh, it's incredible, River.
And it's a shame as well because you know that a lot of there's so much great tunes that get kind of drowned out with the big corporations. They just, and it's a tragedy because a lot of music that's just sitting under that radar is the best tool here.
That's the only thing. That's the other thing I don't kind of. It's kind of a pet peeve. Is we're such a 10 seconds ago world because of so. This is why you know though when it does hit home. I mean, think of it this way. That isn't it that much more impactful that it really does make the listener listen to it. Don't tell me that new music isn't popular out there because it kind of is, but because of all these American Idol to what's available on YouTube, it's a harder market to hit. But man, oh man, when you do, it's fabulous. So let's take care of the Canadians and those that listen to indie rock radio to introduce them to River Brukes and her lovely music and go from there. So we got you covered for that and the East Coast coming up, River.
Yeah. So I'm so pleased. Thank you very much for having me on.
Oh, we love you.
It's very exciting to have me on and have a little chat.
I am loyal to the River.
I
am loyal.
Well, I just got a text. By the way, folks, I just got a text here, and apparently you're just her dog walker. So let's tell the people what the real truth is.
Truth is I'm not really. I am a struggling musician, My album is about to drop at the next bus stop near you. I'm about to record it after eating a can of Clark's beans.
He's telling you we're all the same right now, eh?
Yes.
Hey,
so
art,
let's
art
how
is
about we
art.
talk about
Art
that
is
since,
art,
there's
even
new
if
mu-
you fart, right?
Yeah.
So,
What price do you put on your art? What price do
Hey,
you put on your art?
there you go. You know
Any
what? Like on
upcoming
Facebook,
shows
River.
in the near future for River? And if so, I guess we'll get into your page. But anything that's scheduled is coming up for shows that people can in your area or whatever go and see River.
Well, not at the minute because, well, obviously, for newbies such as myself, you gotta make space. There's limited space, so you gotta go with it. The people that have been doing this for a long time, they have to do their thing. So there's limited space right now, but hopefully soon. What I can tell you though is we the band and I are hoping to have our first single as the band by the 1st of May.
Oh, great.
So the album is going to be re-released. This Reformed Soul is going to be re-released on the 22nd of March, so this month. And then two months after that, there's a brand new single. Wait till you hear it. Wait till you hear it. You are going to love it. Yes.
Any plans, River? Okay, now that all the COVID restrictions have been lifted in most provinces and so on, are you planning on doing a little bit of a tour across Canada?
That's what I'm asking. Yeah,
I would like to, and I guess that we'll get Sam on the case with that. The fabulous Mr. Sam, that's the manager there.
Okay,
so,
yes.
But like I say, it's just starting to pick up now. So hopefully we'll get something.
That's what's kind of, you're right, kind of going on. And those that have been in the respectful way kind of established a little bit more at this point to a degree. We're getting there. And it's still, people are kind of still cautious in all the venues that people that I know, River, regardless about how many they're allowed and so on. But we are kind of slowly getting there, other than, of course, big shows have been announced. And we, like I said, we got Avril Lavigne coming to Casino Rama and blah, 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 blah. So we're getting there. So, yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully
let's do that before we forget as well, though, how they can at least contact you. And of course, we're going to give you more plug at the end, but I just want to make sure that we get it out there so we can start here and go.
People, please keep in mind, if you notice the spelling of River's name, it's 2 I's, not 1 I in River.
Yeah, that's unique.
And that is the catch. If you want to find her anywhere on social media, Facebook, whatsoever, 2 I's, not 1.
Yeah. So you can, if you wanted to be in touch and stuff, like my contact details is on the website and it is on Facebook and on YouTube. There's details there that you can get in touch, but it's probably it's riverbrukes.com.
Okay.
That's so it's simple. just my rim.com.
But the double I's there.
River with 2 I's. So riverbrukes.com.
Okay. So it's .com, not .ca.
Well, it's for the international audience,
I agree. Yeah.
I like to pretend,
She is Canadian, but she is an international.
That's right.
Well, yes. Well, you brought up a Canadian tour and all that because we've got some things coming up, and if it fits the bill, regards to people asking me about certain bands or whatever, then I just kind of will feed them whoever the artist is that I know. So if it fits in that way, type deal. So yeah.
That's for sure. I mean, Sam, for sure, I'll get Sam to speak to you guys. Because Sam Odie, he's my manager, so
awesome
for sure. I'm gonna get him to speak to you guys. That would be so cool. I think the band here wants to, we've been working behind the scenes throughout. So I say, on all this music and new material.
That's why I had to pull you into the studio.
Yeah,
I had to pull you.
Well, we want to get out and
so behind the scenes. I haven't heard from you in a while.
They've all been. Yeah, the guys have all been working so hard. So, we want to go out and let people hear how fabulous they are. And they're very
When
fabulous.
was the last live show, dare I ask?
When was the last one?
No, the last live show.
Oh,
Oh, I think that was Blankfest.
You.
Wasn't it?
Yeah. You.
Yeah.
And that was just a duet.
Yeah, River
one.
played at one of our events just before COVID.
That's why I'm asking. Yes,
that was the last one. And that was only a duet. So what you want to see you want to see the big guns coming out.
That's right.
It's just like
you got it.
Me and then the big guys.
Yes. That makes it nice and full and lots of more energy. And
let's show them how it's done, boys.
That's right. Yes.
Oh yeah.
So what else does River keep herself busy at during this? What else does River keep herself busy at in this COVID and whatnot? Besides, is it primarily music or is it writing?
Yeah,
you mentioned books as well there. So.
Oh,
no, say books again. I love it when you say the word book. It makes me feel so unintelligent. You see, it's like we say book. We do. We extend our words too much as Canadians.
You read books, lots of books. And you still act like a fool. That's me. I read lots of books and I'm still an idiot. What can you say?
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Talk
about books, Junior. I have a question for you. You have so much memorabilia stuff, right? You're a big Rush fan, a collector. Do you have the book that inspired 2112?
I do, but I've been working on all this mess and whatever. But the latest with regards to Rush,
that's a true Rush fan. If you have the book,
I'm a member a lifetime. You can't be anymore, and you haven't been able to be for like 15 years. I'm a lifetime member of the Rush Backstage Club, and this is why 34 times in concert for me. So that's what that jacket is. That's right here.
Wow.
This is from the Rush
Backstage
from the '83 tour.
Wow. Lucky you.
So that, and it's actually the anniversary of Moving Pictures, which I'll be, thanks, Bling, you just took the cat out of the bag anyway, for my show tomorrow night. But anyway, huge fan. And then this one here was what I was talking to Miles Goodwin about.
Wow. Look at that.
Yeah.
Jeez. She got a whole collection going on there, eh?
Well, it's many years. My uncle, because again, you're too young, River, but I'll just say, was.
Hello, you. He's older than dirt, River. He's older than dirt.
Is it Methuselah? Who's Methuselah?
My uncle was in a very famous band in the 70s called A Foot in Cold Water. They did a famous song called "Make Me Do Anything You Want." And whatnot.
And did you do anything they wanted to?
Yeah.
Did you do anything they wanted, Judy? No.
So at a very young age, I was introduced to the music industry and that. So I've been so fortunate in all the people that I've met. Like I say, from it's quite a list of people. So I have a lot of memorabilia.
Well, it's quite a collection you got going on there. I'd be worth a fortune.
Everything is like I say. You can't buy pretty much. There's actually remember when they used to have interviews on LPs, Bling.
Yep.
They would actually put the interview right on LP. So there's Pat Travers, Cheap Trick over here, and Honeymoon Suite, and a whack of things. So, and one day I'm going to have this. I'm going to have it in my hands. Maybe she'll even sign it there. The new EP from this River Brukes. There, that'll have to come to life sometime. So yes.
Yeah,
but including and this is why I look at this.
Archaeologists are going to find his collection one day. That's what's going to happen. Long after, let's see, in about 5 years when he's gone, he's getting pretty old.
Since he asked this, I'll end it on this note though. You see this right here, River?
Mm-hmm.
So a friend.
What is that? A stick?
Yes, it's a drumstick.
Oh, it's a drumstick. I'm like, wait, what is it? It's a drumstick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that upside down? I don't know. Anyway, so because of the fortunate people that I am fortunate to know, anyway, they were cleaning. She was cleaning the cottage of Neil Peart's mother's cottage up in Muskoka. And because this person loved her so much, passed on a drumstick that is one of the final ones that Neil Peart used on his final tour with Rush. And it was passed on to me. So this is the Holy Grail. This has been touched by and played by Mr. Neil Peart.
Look at that. Hey, what do you think, Ben? Ben's a drummer. What do you think? Is that good?
He'll respect that. So I won't go on and on with regards to Rush, but thank you for asking, Bling.
Very cool.
By the way, you know who John Albert Blakemore is, right? River?
Radio guy, right?
Yeah,
Radio.
He's my partner at the station here.
Yeah.
He's the other owner of the station. But right away, he's going for the swag. Look at him. We need to make sure we get private seats and backstage passes to our Montreal show when she plays here.
For sure. It goes without saying. Imagine even asking.
Yes.
I know.
That's a gimme,
that is definitely a kick in the scrotum sack right there.
For sure.
Yes.
You guys
John,
are the best.
you're in for it.
Thank you so much.
Widen the legs. It's
John,
coming your way.
Thank you so much for having me on your show and just talk stuff.
Hey, not a problem.
Yeah, we have another guest. We have another guest coming up. So good to know you, and we'll look forward to talking to you some more down the road, River.
Thank you so much. Very nice to meet you, Junior and Bling, and also John here. Thank you so much.
So walk the dog tomorrow night 6, and then on the weekend, you guys got it under control. Yeah, it's all good. Okay, cool.
Are we done?
Anyways, we're done.
Are we done? River. Can I have some one now?
Yes.
Yeah, you can have. Yeah, you can refill if you want.
There you go.
Okay. All right. So we're going to continue on with the show here. We got our good friend from Barstools and Band Talk coming up just after this. We're going to play you a little bit of music right now.
Yeah, great idea.
Here's another artist who has some huge pipes. Band called Signal 13. All the way from the United States. And they just finished playing the Monsters of Rock cruise, by the way, which is pretty cool. That had a pretty heavy card this year, eh? Who started that, by the way? Is it Alice Cooper who started that Monsters of Rock cruise?
It was actually.
I think so, eh? Yeah,
you're correct.
Because he was showing today. He was showing today a picture on his Facebook where he was showing a good custom-made guitar that had Alice Cooper on it. It said Monsters of Rock. It was a nice Ibanez that he had done, or somebody gave him, or whatever. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Anyways, River, we love you to pieces. Say hi to Sam and Band and everything, and don't worry, shit's opening up.
Thank you so much.
So
you.
Get ready.
Hope
Lock
to
up your
see you
sons.
soon.
Lock up your sons and daughters. Bling and River are going to hit the streets soon.
That's
you
right.
See somebody standing in a garbage can on the side of the road and some Scottish woman yelling at him.
Help!
Just walk by.
Bling's escaped. Thank you.
Be well.
So,
more miles.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Bye.
Bye, River.
Bye. All right, so we're going to continue on. We're going to get that Signal 13 track on for you. Take a little break, and then we'll be back at you with Barstools and Band Talk.
Yeah, he should be probably sitting there somewhere. You got him in the studio or something there yet?
No, we don't have him in there yet, but we're going to take care of business.
Play a song, and we'll find him.
All right. There we go. So here we go. A little bit of Signal 13 and a song called Dirty for you here on IndieRockRadio.ca. And, of course, you're tuned to Indie Scene with Bling and Junior. There we go.
I want me to
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
What punch, eh? Oh.
I'm going to bring you right back to when we were having the interview with Riiver, and you said that someone told you that we got some great kick-ass talent coming out of Canada. Well, they're out of BC, and that's Celestial Ruin. They are, like, I've been following them since I first heard them, and we played many of their tracks, but this is their recent video. They had made a changeover. It's a brand new guitarist they got with them, and just incredible. Is that one kick-ass song or what? That girl's got pipes. Yeah.
Well, that's really my point. And then no, never mind the rest of the band. Like, that's tight shit. This is what I was saying there. I don't know who the hell I was talking to about, you know, there's no new rock. You know what? Yes, there is. I mean, come on. So let's face it.
Like, and you know what's nice about Celestial Ruin is they don't sound like anybody. They sound like Celestial Ruin, which is really cool. I mean, they got some great track. She writes some really good stuff. Her first track that we played originally on the station when we started back in 2019 was a track called Heart Shaped Ashes. You got to go check out that video when you get a chance. Heart Shaped Ashes. Oh my God. Incredible. The video work is just incredible. They have a whole YouTube thing too that you can check out of them making that video. And you can see how cold they were. You know, it was very damp. It was like, you know, forests can get a little bit damp and cold and stuff at night, you know. So it was they put a lot of effort into that video, that's for sure. But incredibly together. That's for sure. Just before that, Signal 13 and a song called Dirty. And as you can see, another powerful voice. In fact, she's been voted, I think, 2 or 3 years in a row, top vocalist in her area by the city. I think they're from Seattle. I'm not sure.
Right.
But we gotta definitely get him back on again, him and his wife, because last time, the husband and wife team, the guitarist that you see with the long black hair is her husband, and she's the lead singer. And Chris Starr, we've had him on the show before, and I would just love to have him back on, because I want to find out if he did videotape some clips from his mother, because his mother usually goes to all the shows, and she's supposedly like everybody's her fan. She's one of those, like one of the cool moms that all the rock stars want to hang out with or whatever. So she's always backstage hobnobbing with everybody. Like, they're busy, like making their career go or whatever, and doing great shows. They just finished backing up. I think they're on tour with Tesla and stuff. They've been doing backgrounds for Tesla for a while, and so, but his mother or whatever, she's really, really cool. But, as they're doing all the work or whatever, she's enjoying all the perks of the job, shall we say, So I'd be interested to get his mother on with him and stuff and see what her thoughts are about, like all the backstage rhetoric that goes on. That would be really cool. So, we got more great music on the way. What's happening with our friend over at Barstools?
Well, he said he just he didn't get the link here, so we're just going to make sure that he's got himself all jived in there or whatever there. So
I tell him to check his junk mail or whatever, because sometimes it goes to the junk mail instead by accident. Right, it depends. It comes from StreamYard. Wanted to take a chance to thank our the people who keep us on air each and every week here. StreamYard, an amazing product. If you're looking to do some sort of podcasting or any sort of events whatsoever, StreamYard makes it simple, makes it easy to use, and as you can see, it makes us look really cool also at the same time. I'm sucking up to him because
I just sent him the link there.
We almost didn't make it on air. We almost didn't make it on air tonight. You know why? Yeah.
Why?
Supposedly they got my credit card information mixed up, and we're behind payments on our StreamYard account. So I'm sucking up big time, because if it wasn't for them, we'd be off air right now. But they're cool. They're cool about it, So that's it. Hey, well, what's the problem with I got no money? Spending it all on the fish.
There's a lot that in regards to that. So, I don't know why Sean's not in there yet. I just sent him the link. He should be able to just click right in. Correct?
Yeah. He should be able to click on the link, type his name in, and go straight to the thing. Let's see. Let's go check our comments and see what's going on over here. Is it more comments from our good? Yeah, there we go. It says here, we need to book them for an interview. They are great. We have you see, nobody pays any attention. I've had Signal 13 on. I've had Celestial Ruins been on the show. Lots of great. There we go. I think we have them.
Oh my gosh. He's in you got him in the green room there.
Should I let him in?
Yeah, of course. He's been waiting forever.
We'll let him in. All right. Hold on a minute.
We can introduce him as he gets on.
I'm sorry. I'm very
slow, look at that.
Hey, what's happening, buddy? Welcome to the show. Is he still there?
Are you with us, Sean?
I'm here.
Is your microphone and everything.
I am.
Sean, are you having? Are you having some shitty internet over there on the East Coast?
Oh yeah, we had a snowstorm today, my man. I'm getting tired of the winter. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's what happened to me last week, Sean. When I was Bling, I'll tell you, right in the middle of interviewing fucking Miles Goodman, my everything just shut off. It was like I'm not that far, as you know, from Georgian Bay, but just shut right off. And then I reset it again, and then it went off again. So I had to go back to my phone. So we kind of pay the price. And I know where you are. It's the same deal that the winds get stupid. So how the hell are you, buddy?
I'm fantastic. And you?
Well, we're getting there. It's really good to actually see you and whatnot. So it's been cool. But anyway, yeah, just so the folks know, this is our guest right now.
Look at that. Oh, bless your heart. Bless your heart.
Oh, look at that, eh?
So I'm just going to catch kind of
you
Bling.
know,
and
he's rubbing
and
that because
our-
still haven't sent him any swag yet or whatever. So he's just
Yeah.
sure.
He doesn't get it, Sean.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, no.
Junior's got to have the
Sean.
swag, right?
Yeah, I know, but I don't want to insult you by giving you a T-shirt. I'm gonna have to hook you up with something nice.
Well, hey, you know what? I'll display it proud, whatever you send me.
Yeah, we'll definitely do that.
Hey,
so what I want to do is I want to kind of catch everybody of our listening audience, Bling up to speed.
No, hold on. I want to ask some questions now. It's my turn to ask questions now, Junior, because you know.
Oh, okay. Well,
I don't know this guy. I don't know this guy, so it's like.
So what the hell are you going to ask him?
All I know is that Junior, every time I have conversations like, well, you know, my boys on the East Coast, Barstools and Band prophets there. What, hey, you know, well, hey, you know, it is, hey. You know, he gets into the maritime joy whenever he talks about you guys. So tell me a little bit. Now, these guys have a podcast that goes on each and every week. Tell us a little bit more about the show.
Well, we started
at the beginning, Sean.
April 2020. Everything shut down in Nova Scotia. Couldn't do a thing. So I was doing a minor sports radio show, and there was no minor sports going on. So I just decided to start interviewing some of my musician friends. And probably within 2 weeks, I got about 10 people interviewed. And number 11 was my friend Dave McPherson, who I grew up with, and he and I started doing tag teams on the interviews. And the next thing you know, we went to Facebook, and it went from modest beginnings to it blew right up to what we have now. And we have, you know, a show, a podcast, a YouTube channel, a band was created out of this thing. So it's become a phenomenon, I guess, is the only way I can describe it.
Mm-hmm. So take me through like if I tune in, because I of course haven't had a chance to catch an episode, which I should once after, you know, we've met now and talked and so on. Tell me what goes on the show and stuff. You yourself host the show, or you have a co-host and stuff who hosts with you also, or?
It's been Dave McPherson and I. Basically what you're going to see a lot of things. You'll see everything from us reporting on, you know, live music to us interviewing everybody from our good buddy Junior to, you know, other folks. I have a new feature that's going to be released. We're starting it this weekend. We're going to do gear reviews for musicians and what have you. So,
okay.
There's really no format per se. It's pretty loosey-goosey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's
he's being kind of modest there in some ways there.
Yeah, he's being modest. I want to hear the highlights of what's really going on with the show or whatever. These guys have been showing some huge success over on the East Coast there. I want to know what it is. What is that? What do you think the je ne sais quoi is to your show? Like what is it that attracts people to the show the most? Don't be modest.
You know, the timing was good. The timing. Junior knows me. I'm not modest. I'm extremely confident.
But hang on. No,
I think the timing was right.
Let's back it up though, Sean, a little bit though, with regards to he's also a musician, Bling, and of course they weren't playing or whatever.
Yeah.
So yes, in my first meeting, Sean, it was to get a hold of me for whatever reason at the time, but it was Dave McPherson, and they were doing kind of and trying to find the same thing to still promote music, because the East Coast, they're out of the Nova Scotia, Halifax, Dartmouth area, to keep it kind of at least alive and all that, and that's where they kind of started with Sean and of course their show.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So tell me about some of the. Okay, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No.
Well,
you were
I mean,
about
to
to
Junior's
say
point,
something.
I mean,
interrupted me.
Well, timing for us was, I mean, nothing was going on. So what else are you going to do, right? You can't go to see a show.
Right.
So we were some guests on that a lot of people hadn't seen in a very long time, and that kind of registered with people. You know, and then the one that really put us on the map was Darby Mills. Darby was the first one that wasn't an Atlantic Canadian that came on, and it kind of just went from there. And we've been very lucky. But we work hard too, man. We work very hard. I'm not gonna sugarcoat that.
We talked about that when I was on your show last. Remember? We talked about that when I was on your show last about the work that goes into it, Sean. Eh?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we could share that for sure. There's a lot of work that goes into these shows. Definitely.
You guys would definitely know. I mean, like a lot of people, they see this, and I mean, you're sometimes cursed with technical inadequacies, and and when it goes perfect, it's great. But oftentimes, and you guys would know this, you're flying by the seat of your pants, you're crossing your fingers, you're hoping it works, and
it's the
when
best.
it doesn't, sometimes that's fun entertainment too, right?
Yes.
Definitely. Like I said, I've never been the type of guy, and I don't know what it is, but I've been doing this radio gig for about 35 years myself. Probably not as long as the old guy over here, but anyways, the one thing's for sure is it used to drive me nuts when I'd be in the studio with other disc jockeys, and they come in and they'd be so fucking prissy with their paperwork and making sure they had everything lined up and so on, and everything had to be this, and they were so fucking serious about it all. And honestly, I was always the type of person, I'd sit in front of the microphone and wait 10 minutes before my mind would go totally blank, and as soon as that fucking light went on and the show starts, it's fly by the seat of your pants, and it creates some of the best shows out there, and I would suggest, not everybody's, weaved from the same cloth or whatever, but I honestly find some of the best radio or some of the best shows you can see is when people literally are not, like sticking to a schedule and all. I mean, we do in some sense stick to a schedule in a way of like you have a concept and a structure of what you want to do with the show, but most of the time that just never always works out, as you were saying, the way you like it, right? So tell me, you've been modest. I mean, a couple of the
research before.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes or whatever. That sort of stuff you can't screw around with. But I'm talking about the show itself. Is probably one of the best things. Is flying by the seat of your pants is what we do, folks. I always joked. I told Junior this one. I said the difference between ADD and ADHD. ADD is a learning disorder, and ADHD people do radio. which is pretty much it. That's the way I describe it. So
he's also an ex-radio guy too, as well. There, Bling. So he gets any kind of radio talk. So
he gets it.
Totally understands that. This is back to with regards to that. The last few years have been very difficult, as we talked about, and it's great that you guys have been doing your best down there. But what I had noticed, and you and I have talked, it's great that music is coming back. So you've got why don't we tell our folks the musical side of Sean, other than being a drummer on projects that you have been working on, Sean, including Michelle.
So I mean, it's a great point. We, Dave and I did an interview with Michelle, and eerily enough, it's kind of like we were talking the technology piece. I was at a remote location. Dave was in his mother's basement. He was trying to get a green screen.
That's right.
His head's disappearing the whole time during the interview. This is a lady who she sang with Symphony Nova Scotia and the Staticona Band, and a professional singer. And there's these two clowns. I'm trying to get Wi-Fi off of school, and Dave's head's disappearing. And so anyway, we decided we're going to put this band together, and we tried a couple of people, and we did a show on the page. Hey, we're looking for a singer hand. Do it. So we auditioned her. It was a complete joke. I mean, she had done jazz. She had her own blues band. And she wanted to do rock. And the great thing about this band that we have is we get to do an awful lot of songs that people can't do because they don't have a singer that can do that.
Absolutely, I've heard
and from
them.
that,
What's that?
she was a
Anyway, I'll take a
so other band that I play in.
Your Wi-Fi is cutting out a little bit there, I guess.
Oh yeah, just a little. Ah, that's cool.
Could be some of that windstorm too that's been kind of going on there too.
That's
so
that's it.
as they say,
Or maybe my record dropped. Maybe that's what happened.
slowly breaking back in there.
There we go. Hold on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take. I gotta take a little emergency break there for a second, and I will let you two go at it, and I'll be back. Right.
Sure. There you go.
All right. So our Ken Monkey here, but that's fine. So I guess what I was saying is, we put the single out. I sent it to you, and thanks a lot for the compliments. I do appreciate that. She's a lady that has always wanted to do rock, and she's getting to do it now, and she's doing well with it. It's getting a lot of and we're really happy about that.
Some of the shows that you posted there, I almost respectfully feel now that she auditioned you guys. Yeah, this is our Wi-Fi thing that has been going on, has been happening. It happened at my end as well. So, folks, if you're getting a bit of freezing up, it's because of the storms that kind of tend through. And that's what Canada's all about. There you are.
That's right. But I think what you said is we didn't audition her; she auditioned us, and that that's a fair statement. If you go and you scour that little internet, there's some other stuff with that. She's singing with 30 and 40 piece orchestras. And
I seen that actually. I seen that.
Yeah. And I mean, the night that she came over to rehearse, it was just like, oh my God, here's myself and Dave and her buddy Ian, who's in the band. And it's like, what the hell are we going to do? Like let's jam rock and roll. You know what I mean? That's kind of what we did. Right.
Hey, how about that? Do you recall the first song that you did? Do you recall the first song you did with Michelle?
It was rock and roll, but pretty much so everybody does.
Okay.
So, and that's what we put together, and that's what we rolled with. And it was, we had seen their band that she was playing in, and she did that one. So it was kind of like, we can try it. But immediately went from that to, hey, we can do a lot of Journey. We're doing a lot of Styx in that now. Which
is going to go on our other show besides Sean. So I'm just going to stop you for a sec there. Could you say the song again, because it was it didn't come out because it's going to go on our radio show as well. So what was the song? Darn Wi-Fi sometimes.
Michelle's song is called Hurt's Gonna Come.
Okay. There we go.
Right. Hurt's Gonna Come.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, I don't know if you're away from your Wi-Fi box or something, or it is the storm or something, because that plays a factor.
I'm actually, if you can see, standing right next to it.
Oh my God. So it's some of the storm too there. And like I said, same as mine, man. I was so embarrassed because Miles there. So during this great interview, and it just shut right the frig off. And it was like, I'm just sitting here, of course, swearing like a trucker type deal. So yeah, really sometimes technology.
He had asked Miles a question at the time, right? It was really funny. He asked Miles a question about it, and Miles was going, I don't understand the question. What do you mean? What do you mean? And he's arguing, and Junior's just like a still frame or whatever, and just cuts out. And I says,
Deer in headlights,
Miles, right? So it was pretty. It was a moment, Like I said, great shows aren't just like programmed to perfection. It's the great funny moments like that where, as we were saying, the interview was only supposed to be a half an hour, ended up being over an hour, and Miles just loved it. He wanted to stick on. You could see at the end, because I think we said goodbye at least 3 times, didn't we?
Yeah.
At least,
He even made a mention about
and those are the ones, right? Those are the best ones.
Yeah, for sure. So just so as you're away there, Bling, we were just talking about they have this. We can probably get some of that music played at the station. Their singer Michelle. Last name again, Sean, please.
Michelle Ryder.
Michelle Ryder.
Michelle Ryder.
So he just Ryder. So yeah, so she has an EP that she put together, Sean.
I don't know what's happening.
EP in the work. First song was done. We won't go up there. I don't know if you can hear me. It's going to be an EP. Right now, we just want to get the single out, and it's doing what I had hoped it would. So,
okay,
excellent.
That's lovely.
It would have been great if you had to prep me with a nice, cool video or something, so I could have played it on the show. Or
we were going to do that, and we're going to get it to us anyway, there, Bling, because of Sean had some shows coming up and whatnot. So we'll get that. We'll definitely get a copy of that and get it played.
Yeah, definitely. We'll put you on the next.
Oh
show.
Man, you got to hear her. She's a fabulous singer, and Sean knows I don't blow smoke.
I tell you what,
anybody's ass, but she's a great singer.
Yeah. Also.
What? Okay, we missed you on that
question,
one.
Man. No question.
Yeah. It's the at our end, the Sean. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of breaking in and out a little bit there too. So I can still.
Yeah.
So,
everybody's cutting out. Hey, it's either Junior cuts out. I cut out. Sean.
I think I'm gonna.
I think of what? Please forgive us.
I can hear you. You guys probably can't hear me.
Yeah. Please forgive us for the technical difficulties, folks. There's you know what? This is Canada, and snow, wind, all kinds of stuff affects the internet and so on. And even though everything's been opened up and everybody's been given the okay, go ahead and get out there to the bars and the restaurant, everybody's still staying home. Everybody's still petrified to go out there and so on. Yeah. But the real rockers are out there getting ready for this weekend. That's for sure. It's going to be nice to get together and see friends. But like we said, it's still good to stay safe. But, like I was saying earlier in the show, Sean, I think the government's basically just given us enough rope to hang ourselves with. You know what I mean? Or who knows what their angle is,
So what is going on for you guys, Sean, down there now?
We're almost wide open. We did first show in 8 weeks last Saturday night. It was a sellout. People were up dancing, having a good time. There was no fear. Everybody was very respectable, and it felt like you were as opposed to existing. You know what I mean?
I like it.
It's been a hard time for everybody, musicians and everything alike, Yeah. Well, when we started this station, Sean, we started back in 2019, November 2019. So the previous guest we just had on Riiver, she was part of an event we do called Blank Fest, which is we get a bunch of bands together. It started off in New York City with a guy named Ken Rowell. Who started in New York City, this thing where all these bands got together and the admission was a blanket or a coat to go out and give out to the homeless and stuff. And so we did that event. And what happens? COVID kicks in. Boom. Right in the middle when you're starting off a radio station. So, thank God for that. I'm a little petrified too, you know what I mean? Like, because we've had a huge number of audience grow along the way, but when things start opening up, will they all still be tuning in? Will our numbers go low, or will people keep us as background music in their car on their way to the club? Or it's kind of like we've gotten so used to this over the past while. What's it going to be like? Let's see if people still stick with us, if they love us that much. So what are your thoughts on this whole opening up of everything?
I think they will find you guys were there, them. I think guys were there for when the times were bad. That whole continue thing. But that you what I say is a very full and loyal audience. I don't think you have a thing to worry about.
That's it, eh? Yeah. Well, I could say like AC/DC does, eh? Have a drink on me.
Yeah, that's it, my friend.
That's it. Rock on.
Man, I think, fellas, my internet connection is. I say my internet connection is just not going to cooperate here.
It's fucking.
I don't want to ruin.
No, you're not ruining nothing, man. We're enjoying this.
Well,
Junior or I ask a question and we get.
Okay.
It's cool. We're enjoying this. Hey?
Okay. If you're fine, I'm fine.
This is great radio. I love
it. I'm fine.
Yeah.
Both of you be together.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's kind of hard is with the breaking is
I could start doing like
was that the RCA dog? Hey, it looks like the RCA dog. You remember when he used to be next to the
that's right.
Well, Junior would know about that. Yeah. It's Bust Junior's balls tonight about his age. There you go, because his birthday's coming up, eh? So we got to give him a little bit of a hard time. So, right?
I agree.
Yeah,
very good.
You're coming up to Ontario this year, maybe, Sean?
Yes, I'm coming up sometime soon to Ontario. I'm just trying to help out, dude. Okay.
Yeah, that's it's funny. It'll move and then stop and whatever the case may be. So for the radio listening, that's what's going on in this country, Canada. That's Sean McKenna. We're down the East Coast. It almost makes it look like I don't know, that we're way up in Alaska or something.
Those people out in the East Coast there, by good jolly, they get a wind and boats got to be put away. Eh? No lobster fishing today.
Remember, you were talking about having to put up with Dave. You see what I have to put up with, Sean? You see what I have to put up with, Sean?
I was talking to Junior earlier about the worst thing that could happen in PEI, potato famine. So.
But
it's all fun.
Let's try to get that out so I can actually hear you. Are you even nod your head up and down for a little bit there, like a doll in the back of the head? Are you coming to Ontario this year? All right.
Yes, I am. 100%. I want to go to the rock pile.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I have to go to the rock pile.
Sure. Let me know when or whatever, what month is going to be working out, because we're only thinking about maybe inviting Bling to Ontario. He's one of these guys. He's from Montreal. You get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
He's got a passport.
Yeah.
Those freaking Torontonians, right? You know how they close their bars at 11. We're used to partying on till 3. So
yeah.
What can I tell you?
So
let's
4 o'clock here, bud. 4 o'clock.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Ooh.
And by the way, it's also Sean. I was telling you that in one of the interviews that he's 5 minutes from the real Trailer Park Boys trailer.
No
park.
way. You are almost a resident of Sunnyvale Trailer Park. That is so cool.
Yes.
Yep. They were actually they were a show that we did with Haywire.
Right.
It was very cool. They were they're good guys, and I was sitting there talking to Rob Wells, and Miles Goodwin came out because Miles was at the show, and Rob's like,
that's right.
Just like Ricky, he's like, that was from Miles Goodwin. Taking a cigarette smoke. It was hilarious. So anyway, yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on down here.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's primarily why. So that's what we're going to do. Let's try again on a couple of things, because Sean, because we've talked. There's a lot of Maritimers that end up going home throughout the summertime. So we'll make sure that we can know what's going on within the outlets down there of the venues, rather. And but it's two bands that you have on the go. But let's get the name out there, and hopefully the audio comes out proper.
Give him a second. Here he comes.
And it's called The Frequency.
Okay.
And the second band is called Michelle Ryder and Side Hustle.
Perfect. They come out that way. And yeah, what we'll do is, like I say, because this just happens. Don't worry about John.
I tell you what, boys, I'm going to lose. I'm going to my internet connection. It's going in and out.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So we'll have you on again then, Sean.
I'm going to sit.
Yeah, we'll have to have you back on the show sometime soon when the internet gets a little bit better.
Yeah,
that's for sure. Well, I don't know if you can hear me. You're pretty frozen.
I think the audio is okay in regards to that. It's just that the camera's freezing up. So yeah,
you know, I think, hey, Junior, you know, they always say that up here in Canada it's pretty cold, but I've never seen somebody freeze as much as this.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes. Yeah, but we'll get that solved. Yeah, so bow him out there for now because it's easier, and then there's no. It makes more sense for Sean as well because it is later there too. So when we'll just make it a point to have Sean back on. So if you want to take him off,
he's definitely he's a very welcome guest anytime.
Yes,
if he's tuning into this on the thing, there we go. He's off. He's gone.
Yeah, yeah. He just sent me a message. It's all good. So yeah, it's Yeah. His internet actually just got booted out, which happens. Yeah, all good. So anyway, holy shit, Bling! Did you see? As I was saying earlier about shows going on and whatnot, which is lovely, but holy cripes, man! What is this? The Rock and Roll Retirement Fund tour and the prices that they're charging? Come on!
Oh man, that's insane.
Are you kidding me?
You know what kills me is that Elton John was supposed to have. He's going on some retirement tour, the Yellow Brick Road tour or something like that. I think it got stopped before COVID, or maybe I'm just, that lost or whatever. But you know, the one thing that gets me, it's not just the prices that they charge, but it's when you get these artists who say, "Okay, I'm retiring."
Right.
And then 3 years later, you see them back again doing tours again. And then they do the retirement tour thing again and gouge you for some more tickets and stuff. They think that we're fucking stupid. But I guess we are because there's still people buying these tickets. Well, and I'd like to ask the question is, where the hell is everybody getting the money?
I don't get it. I just don't understand it, Bling. And I don't want to always kind of blame the artist, I guess, to a degree, but because I kind of who knows. But I don't know why they can come up with these numbers that think they're affordable. Here's an example that I grabbed. Well, first I'll talk about this one because they reset it, and that's just the way it is of the the Def Leppard, Motley Crue, that tour.
Yeah.
Did you see the prices, or do you know? As an example, so a general seat is $400.
Mm-hmm.
Up to what is it, $2,500 and $3,500 to get in your A seating?
Closer. So
are
imagine,
you kidding me?
You know we're talking $400 for nosebleeders.
Yes.
That's like when you're up at the top having to check out the screens because you can't see the little peanuts on the stage, right?
I don't. You know what? Respectfully, so to speak, but nobody's worth that kind of money. And then today, I just seen again because it's all happened, and I don't want to look at folks. We're all fans or whatever, so I don't want to make it sound like we're picking on these bands or artists that we're talking about. But anyway, Styx and REO Speedwagon, okay, $738.09 to be precise. Come on.
By the way, if this doesn't work, there's other options, eh?
Oh,
there's other options. If you notice how many bands have released greatest hits albums, but the newest thing that I've seen on the news is that people are selling off the royalties. How desperate are you that
Neil Diamond just did that.
Neil Diamond did it. Who is it? I think is it Bruce Springsteen? I think did. And I think you're right. And also, David Coverdale from Whitesnake just sold off all his music royalties also. Okay. So what is it? It's like, I need a lot of big cash right now as long as I got enough to retire to. But that's it. They're selling off royalties now. It's the big thing in the music industry. But
I don't know if it's almost insulting to, so to speak, in regards to how much money that they should, I don't know what, it's I guess it's a tough subject line as well. I don't know. Because here's an example, which is really, I think really cool. I did a bit last week on it. I'm going to do another one tomorrow night. Yeah. But anyway, Rod Stewart is getting together with Ron Wood to do kind of a Faces thing, which is really, really cool in some ways. you know.
Well,
But,
you ever notice something? Those two guys have always looked the same.
well, it's the faces. That's why.
Yeah, that's it. The hairdo
Yeah,
is
yeah.
exactly like the same or whatever.
Yeah.
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 And just like, oh, by the way, it was funny. I spotted this a long time ago. The drummer of the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and of course, Will Ferrell,
Right.
the wonderful comedian actor, Will Ferrell, him and Chad, was it Chad Kruger or Chad Kruger? These guys look like they're twins, literally. You ever
Okay,
seen?
yeah.
There's a video flying around on YouTube or whatever. You can check it out. It's
Right.
I think he was on one of those talk shows or something, and Will Smith did a drum off with him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's really funny because at the end or whatever, of
I
course,
seen it. Yes.
and he kicked his ass, Will Ferrell. You know how he did it? Cowbell.
Oh.
At the end, it was that's it. He just stood down from that moment on and was like, "No, I can't go any further with this." Yeah, cowbell.
Wow. Eh?
I thought, you know what? Until this day, I still think we need a little bit more cowbell in everything.
Oh, it's always been a joke. Look at. Remember, I'm a drummer, so it's. I don't know what to say about that. You can go on and on with his jokes about the cowbell or whatever. So,
well, I could tell you one thing. Who the one guy who's totally pissed off about that whole cowbell thing is the actor. What's his name? The one who came out pretending he was the manager or the record producer, and he was like, "I don't know about you guys, but we got to have."
Oh, I can see his face. I know who you mean.
He has been complaining that this whole skit ruined his career. Oh, it's all people want to know about. And you know, be thankful we even know who you are, because I can't even remember his name. So, that's it. It's today's thing, it's that millennial thing. You have to be relevant nowadays. Relevance is important.
Yeah, but it is so damn hard. Mainly also because I even mentioned it to River there, but it's just very true. There's so much damn talent. Never mind all these music shows from American Idol to The Voice to whatever, but on YouTube, I mean, my God, we've seen 3-year-olds performing like they've been doing it like they're 30. So
I know, it's like, what the hell are they putting in the food or whatever that people are getting kids that by the age of 2 they're already programming your stereo system in your VCR and programming the TV.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? At 2.
No,
so,
it's
aliens.
The point
alien.
The talent that's out there is just wicked. So, but yeah, back to our guests from earlier on there with River and all that. That's what I personally find kind of really unique, that it gives us a chance, a platform to be able to introduce some of the artists out of Quebec that are unknown as much here. So, and all of it, for God's sakes. I mean, like I said, across Canada, it's phenomenal in a lot of ways with the amount of talent that's in almost every genre. When I was on with Sean and them on their show, it's rock, it's country, it's hip hop, it's a little bit of everything, Bling.
By the way, I don't know if you heard the news, but as of next week, we are starting a new show.
Oh, okay. No, I don't know. I missed the meeting. So.
Oh no, yes, you definitely missed the meeting, which everybody will now email you about. Yeah, that's right. You missed the meeting. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Everybody else was there. Junior.
Typical Junior. Yeah.
So, anyways, thank God I got one diva in the whole bat. No, but what happened is we got a brand new show coming up. Warren Eastfelt is going to be doing a double shot. He does the oldies show on Sundays, as you know, just before right now, if you're listening in on the radio and it's like Sunday evening, you would have just his show in the afternoon. You can catch him at 2 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with his oldies show, where he gets very retro. He plays everything from oldies from 50s, 60s, 70s, and so on.
Oh, very nice.
Some really cool tracks.
That's right, yes.
And it's called the Sunday Afternoon Matinee with Warren Eastfelt. But now he has come up with an idea. I think I want to check this out and see if it works. We're going to go country. He's going to be doing a country music show, a 2-hour show, and it's going to be old country and new country. And, I always said, anybody who's a rocker and an old rocker, they would understand this. Just like everybody who's been into rock music from Thin Lizzy to so on knows for sure that they still like country music, like old stuff like Johnny Cash and, the old Merle Haggard and all that stuff.
Sure,
Why?
yeah.
Because Dad was drunk and listening to that shit while we were trying to listen to our stuff, and he'd crank it up. So yeah, you can't beat him, join him type of thing. And as long as Dad's letting you drink a beer, it's all good, But yeah.
So running a country show, which day and time again, Bling?
I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure. I think we're going to be airing it on Saturday afternoons from 2 to 5.
All
so
right.
Warren's going to be the 2 to 5 guy on the weekend.
Yeah.
And we're looking forward to hearing that show. Also, while we're at it, I might as well mention some information. As you can see tonight, we had an amazing guest on, Riiver Brukes, who's an independent music artist. But if you are an independent music artist and you're listening to the show, I can't believe, just before I got onto the show, some guy, sent me an email on admin again.
All right.
I don't know what it's going to take for people to read. Okay. There's a big, huge ass banner I put on the website right at the contact us sheet. Explains everything in detail to how to get onto the show over here.
Yes.
Now, if you can't follow those instructions, don't waste my time, because I won't even respond. Honestly, if you send an email to admin, I don't want to be mean and rude, because I love you all. You're great musicians and so on. But if you can't follow procedure, then you're not ready to get on.
I think some of it comes down to, though, Bling, it's from what I gather.
Not reading, not paying attention.
Well, it's funny that you say that, but I'm not even. Anyway, people have, they send them out in bunches of their information, including the stuff I even get through my friggin' messenger and whatnot, and whatever the case may be. So, it's a bit of a pet peeve. So, I mean, if it's not done proper, then it doesn't work for us. And mind you, we can't promote it properly. So if you're not going to follow the rules and do it proper, then we can't promote you properly.
See, even how the rules work. So I'm going to let you tell people how they could submit their music to the show over here.
Well, the bottom line is that it has to be under an MP3 format, first in format. We don't want anything attached to it whatsoever, from Spotify to you name it, that's going to get more junk onto it. And you can go to our page and the rules are, and how to submit your music. Examples are what we played earlier. There's lots of artists. So and then of course once you follow and get on with us, then we're gonna, like we just did, promote and from where you're playing to it's your new, and even have you on is the bottom line. Right?
Send us all the information you can. Send us music videos, MP3s, MP4s, and MP3s. So music videos are cool because you'll end up on the air with.
Right. Yes, I forgot about that. Yeah.
And then sometimes the MP3s and stuff. There's going to be the occasional where we might not have a guest and we won't be doing the live thing over here on Facebook or whatever.
Right.
And we'll probably do a show, either Junior will host it or I'll host it or whatever, but we'll be playing MP3s like crazy and talking about the band. So here is how you do it. You go to music@indierockradio.ca. Grab yourself a paper and a pen or a pencil or whatever you want to use. If you even want to use like blood or something like that, that's fine. If you're one of those people who likes to use a feather and ink, it's okay too. music@indierockradio.ca. Send it directly to that email. It will get attention. We'll let you know if your music's made the grade, and we're gonna play it over here. Make sure you understand too that the genre of music here is that accepted is rock music. And also,
now country as well.
Country, country. We're not playing any indie. That's just more like country music.
Oh, is that okay? I want to make sure.
Yeah, unless there's like some new country artists or something like that who are indies. Yeah, I think we could probably squeeze that.
Okay,
in
well
there.
let's change the rules and say yes then.
Okay. Well, you're somewhat convincing me. So
Okay.
okay. So
Well, I know, but we should though, because and I'm going to say that because I do have some folks that are doing country rock and
of
all that.
course.
So yeah, so if we can get them same kind of idea, that's what we're for. And if that's cool with you and whatnot, then yeah, if we're going to do it, let's do it arms wide open.
Yeah,
Makes sense
there you
to me.
go. There you go. You see?
There, folks. I just put my boss on the spot there. So we
and,
are gonna we want everybody. So if
and you
you're
see
a
how
new
that works.
country artist,
If
then
you
send
know
it to
Junior
Ballroom.
Leclerc, you've got connections, motherfucker. You've got connections. Okay. So music at indierockradio.ca. Send us your MP3s, your videos, so they can air on the show. It has to be like a real video, not something that's like promo or whatever, and so on. We're not like the mainstream stations that just play 20 seconds of your song and then there's the band. Check them out on their Facebook.
I hate that.
No, we promote the shit out of you over here. So send us what you got. If you got concert listings and stuff like that, just keep in touch with us. Music at indierockradio.ca is your contact info. That's exactly where you're going to find it. Now, that's for some music submissions. Now, if you want to get in touch with us here on the show and got some comments or things you want to hear or some band that you want to introduce us to or whatever, you can simply send us an email at indiescene@indierockradio.ca. Yeah, we do have our own email.
Yes.
Junior, isn't that cool?
I know.
Yeah.
One day I might look at it.
And one day you might look at it. You're just so busy all the time. The guy who doesn't show up to meetings. Ooh.
Yes. Almost acting like a rock star or something.
Yeah, he is.
No, but you know what? The last little bit, as I was saying, it's been a pleasure. I'm the guys that I was saying earlier, not to confuse Sean's guys there, but from Barstool Confession, we're working on this festival. So they're getting a hold of me in the next little while and talking to Buck, is the guitar player in the band, about getting, and you know that we're getting everything set up for this festival coming up in September, which is just lovely, and other promoters and so on and so forth. It just feels good to be busy at some other things as well. So, and then I may have to get a day job though. I got to pay some bills.
Oh, I hear you. I got to pay StreamYard or else we might be off air soon. So
there, if any folks want to donate, we can help us. It's only really
that would be fine. No, but listen, it's a labor of love. I don't mind. It's what it is. What it is. We love our advertisers. We love everything. Even if we, we do everything we possibly can to keep the station on air. And if you want to donate, that's fine. But I've never been for that. That thing where you get these online radio stations say donate, and then they got this other app out there now, which really pisses me off, where people think that their fucking content is so good that people should have to pay to listen to it.
Oh,
can you believe that?
Actually, one of the pages with regards to, I won't say who, but they actually had the icon logo on for using your Interact type thing. So, but no, and it's but I understand respectfully what you're saying. But to me, if it's something that's helping and it's serving a great purpose to everybody, then it's definitely neither one of us would be driving a Porsche in a year if people donated. Trust me.
Yeah. Listen, if I told you specifically what it cost to just like run this, let's say just to pay for our feed for the radio station and stuff like that,
right?
That's why I get pissed off when I see people trying to justify. I know how much it costs to run the thing, and for them to say that people need to pay for like a $20 membership fee in order to open up and be able to watch their wonderful podcast or their radio station. You know what I mean? They're making a hammering amount or whatever. Those type of people are in it for the money, and we're in it for the love.
Well, I'll tell you what, much so that if I ever got a paycheck because of, then I will actually show how much that would be and whatever. So yeah, it's about the passion and whatever.
Hey,
so.
Did you notice how I quoted Kim Mitchell there? Hey,
no,
we're just doing our rock and roll duty.
Yes. Okay.
Creating
Yeah.
all the buzz.
Oh, sorry, I didn't catch that.
Say
Yeah.
we're in
Yeah.
it for the money.
Yeah.
But we're in it for the love. And that's exactly what we do over here. More amazing music. You want to hear some more music?
What do you got? We got to get some of that in here. Yeah, before. We're at 8:30 now, so we should get some more.
Listen, I want to play a really cool track for you first. Let's relive some memories from our first show, 2 weeks ago or whatever. And but listen, I want to play you a video that we didn't get a chance to play. We played something with Miles, but this one here is a live show from Montreal. With April Wine. So here we go. A little bit of April Wine for you here.
On Indie Rock Radio.
.ca, baby.
Broadcasting from a little island in Canada called Montreal to the world in the rockradio.ca.
Your steam train, if you just laying down your tracks, you could have your aeroplane flying. If you'd bring your blue skies back, all you do is call me. I'll be anything have your big Deborah bouncing up and down all around the bend. You could have your bumper car, mommy. This amusement never ends. But I wanna be your sledgehammer. Why don't you call my name and let me be your sledgehammer? Let this be my testimony. Show me around your fruit cage, 'cause that will be your honeybee. Open up your fruit cage. All the fruit as sweet as can be. I wanna be your sledgehammer. Why don't you call my name and let
Now that is a cool way to end a video. A guy pissing against the wall. And while you were away from the microphone, by the way, you missed the guy with the Niederhosens.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, no, nice remake.
What do you think? Hey, that is Vinyl Hero. These guys have been around with me since back many years. Many years these guys have been around, but finally they just recently got signed by a label in the States.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah,
nice.
Pretty cool.
We'll get Sean back on. He's hooked up with a good record company in regards to discovering new artists as well. I can't off the top of my head remember the name of it, but yeah, cool tune. And then the April Wine song there, of course. Just make as I was looking at it, how many memories? How many times have you seen them in concert?
Yeah, I have seen them at least four times.
Yeah. A lot of memories.
Yeah, they the one of the highlights that you could see at every show was Jerry Mercer doing this, where he was like,
yes, yeah, amazing.
Never skipped a freaking beat.
No,
yeah, just incredible drummer, Jerry. In fact, his son, Sean Mercer, is a really good drummer also.
Yeah, that's what Miles was saying as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been friends with him. How I met him, there was a band called the Capones in Montreal. Really good, real kind of like a real mix of like Green Day or something like that. What's really cool is that one of the guys from the band is the drummer for a band called Playhouse, who we're going to have on as guests in the near future here. We have got a band that's probably going to be jumping on board next week. I haven't told you about yet, but that is in the works. So we might be doing a double shot of whatever we do. We like to give it to you indie, and we also like to give it to you mainstream. We like to give it to you any way we possibly can, as long as you use safe, whatever it is that we're doing here, as long as we do it safely, right?
What is safely?
This week we gotta like pull like a Glad plastic wrap over the top of our head now or something when we do the show, or
that's like saying you're a dick.
Yeah. I'm not too far from it, man. Look, the head shape. That's it. Eh? Got a little hair around the nuts, right?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
So while the song was playing, I had the same thing happen because of the weather. My computer crashed.
What were you showing me? You were showing me a sign. Show me that again.
Did you want to see that? It's a gift. It's a gift.
We were pulling swag out again, weren't you? Hey? Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah, those are sexy, man. They're making some pretty cool socks now. I have a friend of mine, Lori, who I love the socks. They're hilarious. And one sock it says FAK, and on the other one it says AF.
Oh, okay.
And if you would understand that if you were Canadian or from the Maritimes or whatever.
That's right.
It's the way we pronounce it over here. It's not fuck off. It's fuck off.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, for the audio and the radio portion, it was gifted from my lady Jade, a pair of socks that say "You rock my socks off."
And has he wore them yet? No.
No, of course, no. I don't need to, but
you don't.
Either way, so
she would be happy.
So
I think she might be happy, Junior, if you put those socks on for her, because you do rock her socks off, right?
Well, it's funny that you say that. It's her birthday tomorrow,
so I would wear the socks.
Yeah, well, it's actually the 6th, but anyway.
Or should I put it to you in another way? You ready? Well, listen up here. Sometimes I'm known as another guy named Dr. Phil, and if you want to have a solid relationship, don't come to me because I know fuck all, because literally I don't even have a psychiatrist license. I'm just a guy who hosts a TV show.
Yes.
And at the end, if you notice, we resolved nothing.
You Earthlings make me so angry. I think I'll just zap you with my modulator, Phil.
Yes.
I watched a thing on Phil, by the way, and he does not have his up-to-date degree that you are supposed to have.
No, he doesn't. And if you notice at the end of the show, listen, if you're interested, we got some professional help for you, a psychiatrist that you can see, and so on. It's like, and I'm sitting there going, Phil, what the fuck were they on your show for if you're just going to send them off to some other professional help after at the end? You know, it's like, come on.
Yeah. For I guess I could just say for those that like anybody, Phil, or Bling rather,
Dr. Phil,
I got Phil on my mind as a Dr. Phil. But anyway, if he's helped some, but what's tough, I guess, is I'll just say, what the hell? There's a lot of money attached to this, and oh my. I don't know how to put it. I don't. But anyway, either way, I don't want to talk about Dr. Phil.
Oprah Winfrey for president. That's all I got to tell you. Oprah Winfrey for president. And anyways, listen. I don't know if I told you this, but I'm thinking about changing my name
again.
Yeah, from Bling to Big Sexy.
Oh, well, that's because you got scared because the post office is now open, so they have seen your picture, sir.
That's it. Yeah, or on the
how long have you been wanted?
On the milk cartons. Have you seen this child?
Yeah. How long have you been wanted for?
How
long have you been on the run?
Been on the lam for let's see,
26 years, I think.
At least 50 at least.
50 years.
Yeah, you know what's funny? I'm gonna be honest. I did have an issue when I was younger. You know, like when you're young and you're a teenager and you know, like you get into trouble and stuff like that. I was in the wrong place at the wrong time. One of those things where you don't listen to your mother.
Oh yeah.
She says you hang around with dogs, you get fleas.
Yeah.
And I was hanging around with this dude who was shoplifting like crazy from the store. He goes and shoplifts a bunch again, and I'm just there to buy something.
Right.
And all of a sudden they started spotting us down. So I go to run out the store. They grab me, this and that. And the next thing you know, I'm going to court. Now, usually when you're young, you can't afford a lawyer. So you get like a lawyer and he gets
legal aid.
Okay. Yeah, you got it. And so, and they always tell you, plead guilty, I'll get you a fine.
Always. Yeah. We'll
right?
get you out.
Yeah. Fine and probation. This didn't happen. In fact, the judge gave me 37 days in jail. Okay. And I was like, what? I've never been to jail before.
No community service?
18 years. I think it was 17 or 18. Then I was like panicked as hell. I was like, oh my God, I've never been to jail before. So I was working. So the lawyer, I said, you better fucking do something, right? And he goes, well, he's working. Is it possible that he could serve this time on Sundays or on the weekend?
Oh.
And so I ended up doing, but I went twice. And after that I was so freaked out about the place that I never showed back up again. Now, what was it, about 6 or 7 years later, okay, I get pulled over, just a random pullover, didn't do anything wrong on the road. Get pulled over. This rookie cop pulls me and says, hey, there's a warrant for your arrest.
Oh shit.
I said, for what? Liberté illégale, which means escape prisoner.
Oh my God.
So here I am, and I'm like going, because I'm not a guy who, but like, I think after my teenage years, I don't break the law. I'm not even I won't even step on a spider. I hate the people who do that. I hate, it's not my thing, I keep out of trouble as much as possible. I've been to Guatemala, man. In Guatemala, I could tell you something. If you are looking for trouble, you will find trouble over there. Now, here I am. I go to court and I'm facing 14 years. I could get 14 years over this thing. So the judge pulls out this big, huge file, literally like stacked like this. And all this was every time that I didn't show up, there was a report made. Right. So the judge asked me, he goes, where have you been living all this time? I says, well, at this address. He goes, wait a minute. He says, I have to tell you something. I'm going to have to sentence you, but he says, and I'm panicked now. I'm like, sentence for, because he says, you are guilty. You're honest about. I said, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but I'm panicked, and so they're looking at me, and I'm start going into like this, right? And my friends who were there with me, one of them being a priest, because you got to bring a priest into the
right.
To make things work out, because it makes you look good. Now, it was like, and then the Kool-Aid guy busted through the walls, like,
yeah,
yeah. So. Here I am. I'm facing this. I'm shitting my pants, going, "Oh my god, I'm gonna go 14 years." Oh my god. He goes, "No," and they said, "Just shut up." And it was one of them spoke out of term. He goes, "Shut up."
All right.
So the judge goes, "Listen." He looks at the officer. He says, "First of all," he says, "I'm embarrassed by our justice system that," he says, "this kid's been living at this address for over 10 years, and you have never once gone there to pick him up for this warrant that he's an escape that gone and whatever." And he goes, "I understand you were young and you've kept, you've been a good citizen ever since then, or whatever. You never break the law, and and you got a good bunch of people here with you, but I still have to sentence you. Keep the peace for 5 years.
Really?
That's it. Have a nice day." Boom.
Oh.
And that was it. I was like, that was like the biggest thing that, like, wherever I was like, oh my god, like, skip the bullet over there.
Yeah.
But never.
They make you feel like you make it feel like you're a big, huge criminal there too.
I know, but
yeah.
Here I'm just trying to get. I'm saying this. This is something personal, but I'm saying this for a reason. Why?
Yeah.
Because when your mother, your parents tell you certain things or whatever, and this is to today's younger generation. Don't think because you're fucking millennials that you're not part of not part of the whole dig that you know better than everybody else. I'm telling you, when you're given advice from your parents, one day you will appreciate it, and you should appreciate it. And hanging around with dogs, you will get fleas.
Yeah.
Another thing that was told to me by my ex-girlfriend in Guatemala, amazing woman, and she told me this. Her grandmother told her this. She said, "Show me who your friends are, and I'll show you who you are." Oh. And that is the honest truth, man.
Yeah.
It's the people you hang out with, your influences, and so on. If you keep a good life, you'll be in a good life. But if you're going to go hang around with dogs, you're going to get fleas. That's for sure. Yeah. So I don't own a dog. I don't hang around with dogs or get fleas anymore. No, I'm a Christian man. I'm a good, innocent person. And you know what? You could leave probably $1 million in cash on the counter, and I would never touch it. I'd probably protect it.
Yeah,
that's just the way I am.
So I'm curious on something.
Yeah.
Because of the way politics going to run, they have this thing that is confirmed. I was there today.
Yeah.
So we don't have
to. Ford is quitting.
We don't have to pay for our stickers for our license plates, and they're reimbursing everybody for the last year or two if you paid for it. Do you guys have the same in Quebec?
No, we don't have stickers. We haven't had stickers for like a good 20 years. We used to have the stickers.
There's that. You know what? There's that money grab thing. Then obviously through all these.
You buy the plates; they're permanent all the time, right? But you have to pay them every year.
Okay. Well, it's the same kind of on your birthday is when we have to get this new sticker.
I will show you exactly.
But hang on though, so I can finish my bit here. Yeah. So we call it smoke and mirrors. So our premier just I guess a month ago has announced that that we will get our monies back on the cost of our plate and or stickers. So yeah. Is that what that is, or that's what you had to pay?
That's for my plates. They're renewing. Okay. This is for a year.
But my point is, they
you get money back from Ontario.
Hang on, though. My point is, in your province, they haven't offered you any kind of a rebate or a refund for that, have they?
No,
they have here.
Yeah, well, we do get leniency and stuff on things. Sometimes things get retroactive, and we get certain things. But the ones you really need to be concerned about are the ones in Alberta who get $600 checks every once in a while because of the profits of the oil sands.
Oh,
you know that? Yeah, they get free $600 checks because of the oil profits or something like that. I gotta love living in Alberta.
I just kind of laugh because this thing here is just like what I call smoke and mirrors. Okay, meaning that they're gonna it costs $100 for a year. $120 for a sticker on your birthday that you get.
Yeah.
So they're offering this back. But mind you, if you think of, in this case, $120, but yet for the whole year, how much money has the average individual paid out in friggin' taxes? It's smoke and mirrors. It's a bunch of bullshit. Like we have Trillium and GST checks if you don't make a lot of money. Do you have that in Quebec as well?
Yeah, we have like GST checks. We got family allowance. We got all kinds of stuff. Listen, go live in a third world country like I did, and then see that either you have money or you don't. And see what that's like. That will put some balls into you, let me tell you.
Yeah, I was just curious because this just something new that came out, so I was curious, and I was sure it was just Ontario, but I was curious if it was offered there too. So, but anyway, yeah. So, but anyway, I took care of that today and whatnot. Any kind of monies you can have coming back there because income tax time is coming as well. Then we can. It's good. Get some money back.
Okay, one last thing before we go. Is it true? I heard some rumor that Rob Ford, well, not Rob Ford, what's his name? Your premier is stepping down. Is that true?
Who knows about the rumors?
Yeah,
I think it's election time or whatever.
Yeah,
I chose to look through all of this, Phil. I don't even want to get into it too much, but I really don't almost know in any kind of from media sources to you name it on what and who to believe on anything anymore.
Yeah,
to a degree. I mean, because there's so much whatever. But while we're on here, though, I do want to make sure that prayers out for those in regards to the awful war that's going on. For sure, we are thinking of you very much so. On the
they're tough son of a bitches, though. Don't let them lay down, man. I've been watching the news.
No, I'm not even suggesting that.
And you know what? There's people who are like us, like radio dish, all kinds of people from different walks of sports, media, actors. They're picking up guns and they're standing up to them saying, Russia, you're not going to pull this shit off to us.
Yeah.
Now, I'm just shocked that this still goes on in today's world. But what we're seeing is a reverse of pretty much what we see in other countries that have gone and taken, started wars just to take what they want and so on. There's always a hidden agenda behind all this stuff. It's just a shame that people have to die and suffer throughout this thing.
Oh, it's the coverage and the weaponry of today, like I say, on and off the subject, because we can go on and on about it.
Yeah, well, we have
my thoughts and prayers, and God be with the ugliness that's going on, is what I'm saying.
That's it, eh? All right, listen. Our hearts and prayers go out to the people who in the Ukraine and stuff, and hopefully this will all be over. They are in negotiations and talks, so we do have some Russian listeners tuned in every once in a while. So Yavol to you or whatever.
Well, they get thrown in jail for what the protests that are going on. So that's going on as well.
Hopefully you don't get arrested for listening to our radio show or something.
Whatever. Come and get me. I got nothing anyway. At least I get free food. Who we got on next week? I got a couple people. We're gonna wait and announce it.
People are just gonna have to wait and see. We'll announce it this week. What's going on? We just got to make some confirmations. Junior, we got to close off the show because we are out of time.
We are. Good night, everybody. Thank you for all the new people that have tuned in.
Yeah, and thank you very much for listening to Indie Scene with Bling and Junior. And we'll be back at you again next week. Don't forget to check us out this Sunday from 6 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's a repeat of this show. And hey, thanks for tuning in. And all you indie rockers out there, keep rocking. And Junior?
And that's Bling, and I'm Junior.
Take care. God bless.
Peace out. God bless everybody.
Ciao, guys.